What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? Got this live stream going. We're gonna have an open panel tonight. Whoever want to join can join in. What y'all up? What y'all up to? How y'all Friday night going? How's everybody's Friday evening going? I figured I was gonna go live earlier. I ended up coming in, taking a little nap. So I figured I just hop on here and do this open panel tonight. So y'all join in. We can get the discussion going. Anything y'all want to talk about? I'm here. I'm all open ears. You can get on here and just, you know what I'm saying? We can just build. But yeah, I wanted to get on here a couple hours ago, but I got shit. I was kind of wore out when I got to the crib, so I just like I'm gonna crash for a little bit. What's up, Boxing Wizard, bro? What's up? I forgot to put the damn thing in here, man. Hold on, y'all give me a second so y'all can join in. Hold on, let me put the link inside of the comments. I forgot. See, I'm still kind of weary from my nap. Hold on. There we go. Put the link in the comments where y'all can join. They go to the link to whoever want to join. But yeah, I got some heat coming for y'all though. I got some real heat coming. Some videos I'm gonna work on tomorrow, either tonight or tomorrow when I end this. Well, tonight probably when I end this live, I'm gonna start working on a couple of videos. It's gonna be some real heat. I think I'm really excited for these videos I'm about to drop. But yeah, how y'all evening going? How y'all evening going? Like everybody good out there? Y'all good? How y'all maneuver through the matrix all good? I was having a conversation with some dudes earlier. I went to a store. Been knowing these dudes a few years. I'm having a conversation with them, right? And like I'm telling them, like I said, y'all don't feel like y'all slaves. Y'all don't feel like that we slaves here. And dude said, no. He said it's a choice. I said, no. I said, how's it a choice if you forced to consume here? And one of the dudes started getting rowdy with me. It kind of felt like I was in that movie They Live. I put that on everything I love. You know how the dudes started taking up for the system and fighting for it. I'm trying to get the dude put the glasses on, trying to talk facts. And dude was on some other shit. He started getting rowdy. I had to tell him, hey man, you gotta chill out, man. We can agree to disagree, man, but you got shit, calm your nerves, man. Go sit in front of the fan, dog. Shit, I guess I'm hitting the wrong buttons. But I think once he seen that I went like trying to get rowdy back with him. Like I was calm, cool, collected. I'm just talking to him like how I'm talking right now. Right now, he kind of brought it down. But I already know he's an agent from that Illuminati card game. You know what they say agent in place from that Illuminati card game. It don't necessarily mean like the Alex Jones character. It's always the agent in place anywhere and everywhere you go, every aspect. What's up, young Eldor? What's up, brother? Yeah, we in here, man. We in here. Yeah, man. I was gonna go live an hour ago, bro, but I can't. Took me a little nap. Trying to see what everybody up to. You say free humanity from petty guys and goddesses. Yeah, we need to be free for real. And we stuck inside of like a little area too. There's other slave systems out there, just like this one, but some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. We stuck inside this little bitty old bubble, man, with a firmament on the top, man. There's so much out there. So when they be talking about they going to outer space, they not mean they going like leaving the firmament. It's other places out there they going to. They going outside of the Arctic walls and shit. They going to other places, man. I think some of them celebrities be getting sent out there. I think that's where the elite live at. I don't think they live here amongst us. Ain't no way they live out here amongst us with all the poison in the damn sky. Ain't no way. But yeah, there ain't no way they live here amongst us. I gotta charge my phone. Okay. 18%. But yeah, you say what got to pull the plug on the matrix. We got to pull the plug on the matrix. Yeah, we got to pull the plug on it. I should try to find a way out this bitch. They want to keep us trapped in here. They want to keep us trapped in here. If you try to leave the matrix, somebody gonna be there to pull you back in. If you try to leave this place, it's gonna be somebody right there to pull you back in. You try to go build your house off in the woods, you best believe the cops, somebody gonna be out there. They're gonna send the man in black out there to pull you right back into the matrix. Because you gotta think, it's the matrix is not that big. It's other matrices out there besides this one's other slave realms, but it's so small. Like the little area we in underneath this firmament. So what they showed us in geography class or these maps and shit ain't that's like it doesn't end. It keeps going. They want us to believe that like we just live it, like it just ends right here where we just live it. No, this shit keeps going. Yeah, man, fuck this matrix. Like the conversation I was having with them dudes earlier confirmed that most of the people love this shit. Cause the dude he told me when I was talking to him that he see no wrong in his life. Like he likes it here. He doesn't think that he's a slave. I try to explain it to him. He wasn't trying to hear it. I was like, you know what? I can't talk to these dudes. I'm better off going out here talk. I'm better off going out here talking to my car. I'm just better off talking to myself. I said I'm defeating the purpose. Everybody ain't meant to be woke. Everybody ain't meant to be woke. That's a fact. Slavery never ended. They want to believe that slavery ended and just we not slaves. Come on, man. Every aspect of your life, every aspect of our lives here is about slavery. They teach you in school. They want us to believe so bad in school that slavery ended. Just because you ain't got shackles on you physically. Motherfucker, you shackled down to a car. You shackled down to a house payment. You shackled down to slave debt. That's why they call it debt. They call us debt slaves. You know, they got the pyramid. They got the scheme going. You know, we're on the bottom of that pyramid debt slaves. Shit, they found a whole new way. Said, shit, we ain't gotta have them in shackles and chains. Shit, have them go buy a car. Shit, they be slave to that for 10 years. Have them slaves to clothes and material. Shit, we ain't gotta put shackles on these people for what? That's a waste of time. That's more work for the elite, huh? That's what people don't understand. That's what I tried to tell dude earlier, man. Young Eldor. So I tried to tell old boy earlier. I said, man, you think just because they told you, he's all Lincoln signed the Emancipation and Proclamation. He said Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. I said, you believe that? For one, Lincoln was a woman. Ain't never been a male president in that fucking office. No, ain't no way. I said, man, whatever, man. Take it how you. I said, bro, take it how you want it, man. And then I like, man, you think they ended slavery with that, man? I said slavery ain't never ended. You in the matrix, man. You in a slave matrix, dog. I don't want to waste my energy on foolish shit. Yeah, man, that's just draining, man. I came home, took me a nap. I'm sitting there talking to these dudes for 30, 40 minutes, man. I had to come home, take me a nap after talking to them bastards, man. I feel like they drain my energy. Cause I wasn't getting nowhere. Dude was in love with it. He was in love with the fact. He was in love with the fact that he had a mortgage every month. We got slit. Only the black can see. No, they can't see it. They see it. They know it. They can feel it. They know the shit's there. They can feel it. Ain't no way they don't know. They know it when they get up out of bed in the morning. You can't. But none of these people they can't convince me that they like what they do. You can see it on their face. They depressed. They stressed out. It's anxiety from the job. They got a piece of shit boss, piece of shit manager. He's a narcissist. He's a piece of shit, and you got him managing a whole crew of people. And people immediately come. They're gonna try to come and fake it. Oh man, I like my job. I like my life. Yeah, all right, whatever. All right, okay. Go fool somebody else, man. We don't believe you. You need more people. Yeah, they really blind, man. They ready to be slaughtered. What's up? Y'all get in the room. Somebody join the chat. Y'all get up in here. They'll say, hold on. Only the blind can see. Hey, what video you gonna drop next? Hey, Boxing Wizard, man. I seen. Did they take that video down you posted? I seen you had posted that Zang and that Zang versus Joe Joyce video. I had watched like a few minutes of it, bro, and then I went back to go watch it. The video was gone. So I've been waiting on you to post some videos, man. That's what I'm waiting on. Young girl, yeah, young girl, though, man. Shit ain't gonna never change, man. You're like that Pac song. That's just the way it is, man. They want to sell this evolution bullshit. We never elevated because we still slaves. They want to say that we sell us evolution shit. Oh, we're so smart. How we so smart? Motherfuckers ain't using their brains to know that we slaves. We inside of a fucking prison. A prison for the mind. A prison for your conscience. That's what it is. It's not no you going to jail. They get you in a chain gang. Fuck, it's a chain gang. It's a high mentality chain gang. Everybody think just alike. Secret society using harp and earthquakes to scare people. Yeah, they use that weather to scare people. They create the problem, get a reaction out of everybody, and then they come with the solution. And people fall for the okey doke every time. They fall for the banana in the tailpipe every time. Because they know the masses want to save you. They know the masses want to save you, bro. So that's what they gonna do every time. That's what I'm saying. Like it's pointless to have anything here. So you're gonna go build a big old house, have all this nice shit. They can send a tornado right through your town, wipe all that shit out. It's pointless to even have anything here. You build your sandcastle up here, they gonna come tear that shit down. Shit, that's what they do. Yeah, everything's about getting everybody to submit. They want us on our knees all the time, begging them. It's kind of like a pimp with a hoe scheme. They the pimps and we the hoes. Some dummy on YouTube said God wrath is punishing the wicked. Yeah, that shit bogus, man. Especially me punishing the wicked. They the wicked. Young Eldo, yeah, man. They be sounding mentally ill when they get to talking about that dumb shit, bro. Talking about we being punished by God's wrath for what? He ain't punishing the elite. He ain't punishing them niggas. He ain't punishing the real black people that came stole this land from us. How come they ain't being punished? They doing the most wickedest shit you can think of. They not being punished. What a wrath at for them? Seems like it's only a wrath for us, for innocent people. The man working his ass off at Taco Bell 20 years. Why he got to feel God wrath? He done everything by the book his whole life. He don't play this role in the Matrix his whole life. What is he being judged for? Only thing he did was serve tacos for 20 years. Huh? What the fuck is he being judged for? Like people got to think about what they say. People should be talking just to talk on this YouTube shit, especially when it comes to this religion and this God shit. Yeah, this nigga been cooking tacos 20 years, man. What the fuck he being judged for? Only thing he did was try to raise his family and work his job. He ain't bothering nobody. So what God? Why is he feeling God's wrath? Sound like to me, God is getting a kick out of this shit. Like he's like this bastard's wicked. That's what it sounds like to me, right? People. That's what I'm saying. They don't think logically. They just go off what they've heard and what was passed down to them. They scared. To me, it seems like they're scared to break the cycle because they don't want to seem like the outcast. Like people like us, we ask questions, dog. So I don't care about like being an outsider. You said it seems like God goes after the helpers and meek, not the wicked. Yeah, hell yeah. The tyrannical leaders and the elite, they get put up on a pedestal. They get worshipped. That's why I said in the book, that's why they put in the Bible, obey your earthly masters. Obey your earthly masters. That's why it's called gut. That's why it's called government. And shout out to one of the subscribers who put me on about that. Government mean they govern. They control your mind. They control you. Government means they're controlling you. Control of that. You're slaves to them. The evil rulers and the elite always escape on. Yeah, they always escape unpunished. They got a whole escape plan. They don't even live here amongst us. It's other places they can go. They got us stuck in this. They got us stuck in this little bitty old slave area that we call Earth. They got us stuck in this little bit old matrix with the serpent snake on the top. Y'all seen the U with the UN logo earlier too from the movie Truman Show. Uh, it was an image of like God supposedly sitting at the table in front of a firmament, like sitting there watching and controlling everything, calling all the shots. That's what they do. That's how this place. That's how this place is ran. It's ran just like that. How they show it in these movies. They run this place just like that. The gods and goddesses, the demonic gods and goddesses, they the CEOs and COOs. Fucking the elite, they the managers here. Then you got the low level masons, they just regular employees. They agents we surrounded by, you feel me? It's all a Ponzi scheme, it's all a pyramid scheme. How they got this shit set up here. But they got it down packed and perfected. That's why it's still running. That's why the shit's still running. And that's why I tried to tell old dude earlier. I tried hitting with the money's monopoly. He tried to say, well, money's worth something to me. He said, you need money to live. I said, who told you that? I said, who told you that money was worth something, bro? I don't know. I said, then why are you saying when you need it to live? So you've been programmed, you don't even know it, bro. Talking out your ass. Like them dudes were slow, man. I had to get up out of there. Yeah, we got 4 people in the room. Y'all join in. I got the StreamYard up so y'all can join in. Let's get it. Y'all holler at your boy. Shit, I'm trying to see what y'all on. Trying to see what y'all up to. Don't be shy. They always go unpunished, young Eldor. They don't get punished. Yeah, they under the gospel. God's spell. Yep, gospel, God's spell. Yes, all the same. Yep, facts. They in a trance. They in a deep sleep. They thinking this nigga gonna come back and save them. Nigga, they coming to reset you. They coming to reset this shit here. They using fallen angel technology. They coming to reset this shit. We on a playing field, a flat plane, demonic playing field. Where we gonna go when they get to flying them space cargos over this motherfucker, zapping these cities and melting them down? Ain't nowhere we can go. Who gonna save us from this shit? Nobody. We gotta save each other. You can't even have a conversation with none of these zombies. They don't want to be saved. What's the name of that song? I wanna be saved. Man, these niggas don't want to be saved, man. Right. What's the name of that girl pet project pet song? I wanna be saved. Man, these niggas don't want to be these zombies don't want to be saved, man. They don't. Only thing we can do is save ourselves because ain't no God coming to save us. Ain't no angels coming from the sky. And people be saying I got a guardian angel. You ain't got no guardian angel. How? We got boxing wizard in here. I'm gonna add him in. What's up, boxing wizard, bro? What's up? What's up, big dog?
How you doing, brother? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Shit, just enjoy me a little nap. I'm on here going live now. What you up to?
Oh, bro, man, I'm exact same as you, man. I mean, the amount of fucking people I talk to on YouTube, about how boxing's rigged, bro, they're fucking slow as fuck. They're too slow, bro.
Somebody like, are you
Yeah.
be telling them boxing's rigged?
Yeah, yeah, of course it is. Yeah, all sports are rigged, like, but I'm just on here to do the boxing side and stuff, you know. But they're slow, brother. They're slow. But like, you know, they just keep
Yeah,
saying,
you tell them, man, let it marinate, man. Y'all niggas slow, man.
yeah, yeah, they're slow, brother. So I've just fucking give up, man. You know. They're like, what
Yeah,
do you mean
man.
numbers? What do you mean numbers? Numbers, you know, numbers can't control a box. Or listen, we live in the Matrix, 1999. They're telling you, bro, what you on
Right,
about? What
right,
you on about? I don't understand. Although, you know what? Get fuck off, man. I'm jumping off the stream. I can't be arsed with talking to people like this, bro.
right, man.
They're fucked, brother, aren't they?
Yeah, they fuck, man. That's how I felt earlier, bro. I'm having like I was saying earlier, man. I'm having a conversation with these dudes earlier about this prison plane. They's like, no, man, dude trying to convince me that he liked his job and that the money was everything was good. I said, all right, man. Kind of drain my energy when I'm trying to explain it to these zombies. I said, man, you know what? I say, all right, you know what? Y'all got that, man. Because I was surrounded by these dudes, like four of them, man.
Bro, you know what they say, don't you? A perfect slave is one that thinks he isn't.
Right, right. They can't see the
Yeah,
shackles and shit on their feet and neck and they on their hands.
exactly, brother. I mean, you know, people just sell their ass for materialistic stuff, paper money that doesn't really exist and has no value. But people are just in a delusion. It's
Yeah,
just
they in an illusion. I'm gonna hit you with somebody told me this the other night. They celebrities, man. They sell their liberty. They the real celebrities because they sell liberty.
that's right, brother. Yeah, I mean, did you see? The amount of fucking celebrities that sacrifice their family members and all that, brother. It's just sickening, man. Like, it's just,
Yeah, for shit that ain't even real, man.
you
That
know.
bot that then bot man, I'm turned off by boxing now, bro. I don't even want to watch that shit no more. Man, I've been watching boxing for years, man. Me knowing this shit,
Yeah,
that shit rigged. Just like
bro.
football.
I need to change my name, brother, because I'm also a truther and I've been doing it for like 10 years. But I just come on doing boxing, so I kind of need to change my name, brother. I've got loads of archives like you do. And,
Yeah, you can still do your boxing videos,
yeah,
bro. I mean, I ain't telling you what to do because you're a grown man and all. But I'm saying you just gotta attend to your subscribers, man. Because the trolls they gonna come along and hate and say little foul shit. Like, no, this ain't right. This ain't right. You gotta let them be, man, because they gonna be asleep no matter what. I'll be having people like I did that video the other day about the Bible, breaking the Bible down. I had trolls come in my comments saying, "Oh man, now you need to repent. You need to repent." I said, "All right, go ahead, sheep. Go on about your business, man. This ain't for you."
exactly, man. Yeah, I mean it's like NFL, man. The first game on Friday, and basically it was the Lions against Kansas Chiefs. Yeah. Now Kansas Chiefs had an all-time record of 9 wins and 5 losses against Chiefs, right? And Lions equal. So the Lions beat the Chiefs. So Chiefs all-time record 9-6. A value of 96. Stupid.
Shit's rigged, man. It's so rigged. It's a
Yeah.
simulation too, boxing wizard. I was watching a video to where it was an NBA game, right? And the players were doing the same exact thing like a video game. Like they were standing the same, they would sit there and drink water the same. It was like a video game, like a simulation, man.
It is, bro. I'm telling you, right? And I don't give a fuck what people think, right? I'm convinced that half of these players are fucking androids or something. I'm convinced, bro. Some of them fucking shots that you make and some players to do is it's not. Go and
Yeah,
try that shit
I
yourself. Go and
believe it.
try that shit yourself and see how many times you do it. It's ridiculous, bro. I
I
don't
believe
understand
it,
it.
man. I had a video called Bread and Circus where I had the little clip. The dude, they got the ball, they got the magnetic glove. That's why they catch the ball all the damn time. Wild ass catches. The damn the ball was magnetic. The glove is magnetic. It's gonna catch the ball every time.
Exactly, brother. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. And then you see all these celebrities just glitching out with their fucking eyes and all that shit, man, under MK Ultra, brainwashed to death. Bro, it's honestly the amount of time I'm telling people this stuff, yeah, and he's just looking at you like crazy. Bro, if I'm crazy, what are you?
Right.
You know what I mean? If I'm crazy, what are you?
Say it again, boxing wizard.
The amount of times I try telling people about the world, yeah, the world we live in, like you know, the Matrix, the invisible prison, the fake money, etc., etc. I get called crazy, brother. And I
Right.
just think to myself, if I'm crazy, what are you?
Right. I get called crazy too. I got called crazy earlier, man. When like when I was talking to them dudes, and I hit them with all the presidents were women. Man, these dudes start getting up and walking out. They start going out back, going on smoke break. I said, all right, cool, because people not mentally, they want to live in their own illusion, man. They know this shit's an illusion, but they want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
You feel
And
me?
it's people like that. It's people like that. What are the problem, brother? Because they want to act like nothing's wrong. You know what I mean? It's people like
Right.
that are problems. People like me and you, you know, and others that are trying to spread the truth, and you just have all these sheep just. Oh no, it's cool. Don't worry. I've got my fake money, my fake car that I don't own because you've got to register it to the car companies. You don't own nothing. You don't own your house. Oh, bro, it's just crazy.
They sit there and they told the masses that they came out 2019. Klaus Schwab, that alien reptilian motherfucker, came out and told everybody, y'all gonna own nothing and be happy. They don't told you. We own nothing here, and we people still happy.
Sadly, bro, that's what a lot of people are, man. I mean, you don't own nothing, man. You know, I mean, when you go to the bank for a loan, they just literally get it out of your birth certificate trust fund. Your house is paid for as soon as they approve the loan, and then the mortgage that you're signing is you're agreeing to pay the bank the $100,000 plus 100,000 interest, and you're a slave for the rest of your life for an house you already own. It's just fucking stupid.
Right, that's what I tried to tell old boy earlier too. I said you paying a mortgage. I said just think about the words mortgage. You gonna die paying that shit.
Exactly, yeah.
You going straight to the morgue. You going straight to the morgue. They tell you in the words. They tell these people. They tell us in these words.
Yeah, that's right, bro. Straight to the morgue. And when you go to the morgue, they repossess your house, what you actually own, but you don't realise it, and put it back on the market, and the cycle goes on.
Right. That's what what's so crazy, Wizard. That's what happened with my wife's grandmother. She passed a few years ago, right? They bought the house back in the '60s, I think. Her husband died first, and she died a few years ago. Man, her family members they came and just took everything out the house, and then they resold it. They sold the house. Now it's a whole nother family living in there. See, it goes on. The slavery goes on.
Yeah, goes
So
on.
she died. They sold her house. Now it's a whole nother family in there that bought the house. Now they're gonna be in there for 30, 40 years.
Yeah, it's just honestly, bro. I'm like you, man. As soon as I leave this vessel that I'm in, I hope I go to a better place, man. Because this one down here, or wherever we are, it ain't good. You're a slave as soon as you come out the womb.
Right. You being prepped. You being prepped to go work at a factory, work at a 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's why they say, get a job, pay taxes, be good. They're just programming you to just live in the world that they've designed around you, man. You know, this
Right.
9 to 5 bullshit, you know, underpaying you, let alone poisoning you with the water and the foods. It's just
Right.
when they make
Right.
money off pharmaceuticals and things like that. I mean, we all know that you can run cars off water. We all know that you can. But obviously, these industries don't want that because then the money vanishes, the power vanishes. Oh, it's crazy, man.
Right.
I mean,
They
all
want
these
everybody to be good, obedient slaves.
exactly, man. Yeah. I
You
mean,
try to
I once went into a building, right? It was a church, yeah. And I didn't go in there to worship or anything. I went in there experimenting. And I said to the priest, I said, "Where's your electric box where you top up your electric?" He went, "What?" I said, "How have you got your electric in this church?"
right.
He said to me, I don't know. I said, "Well, how do you not know? You're the priest." Bro, he wouldn't answer me because they're still running off free electricity. Places like that, churches, mosques, these big manor houses.
You say he went after
you? Stay silent.
That's crazy, man.
Honestly, bro, that's the truth.
Talking about like the churches?
Yeah, churches. Yeah, it's all free electricity, bro. If you ever pass in a church, go in and have a look. You'll be able to see all the copper and stuff out place throughout the foundations, and then obviously at the top of the roof where they have the cross and stuff, they're all antennas. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. You can see the stuff now.
Yeah.
Same with mosques as well. Exactly.
Right.
Same with these manor houses and these big buildings, you know, probably in the centre of New York City and all that, the Empire State, you know. They're all antennas, bro. Electricity. Just for slaves that pay for it.
Oh, they intended just to they intended to bring the slaves in, right? Bring people in.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right.
Okay.
I'm in middle of working on some videos, man. I'm just getting a lot of stuff ready now, man, and I'm gonna just go off the boxing for a while. I'm just gonna make money on the side, you know. Fuck trying to wake people up in
Yeah, man. They
the
love their bread. They love their bread and circus, man. You can't.
They're beyond doubt, brother. They're beyond doubt.
Huh?
When you
Yeah,
try
they don't.
explaining, you know, why boxers are winning and why boxers are losing, they just don't understand, brother. There's nothing there.
They think they just got talent just because it's talent. No, man, that shit is controlled. If they know, if they know they're sitting down watching college basketball, college football, NFL, they know that shit's rigged, scripted, controlled as assimilation. You think they ain't got they hands on boxing either? Come on, man.
I know. Come on now. I mean, well, it's I just watch boxing, but I don't watch it as a fan. I just watch to see if I'm going to do sports and I make brother. I'm no sport. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the movies. I don't watch it, I just do what I want to do. I've unplugged from this fucking invisible
Right, right. What's up, Truth? What's up, Truth? How you doing? How your night going?
I'm doing good. I'm just happy to be back. Can I what are you guys talking about? Can I put something on the floor that I kind of had like a revelation while I was
You
uh
know it's open discussion time. You can put anything on the floor. Go ahead.
okay. All right. So I was at this event while I was in Oklahoma, right? We had
Okay.
a drag queen there, right? So when in Rome, I look over and something popped in my head the later that night after the event, and I'm like, remember that everybody was like, why would people bring their kids to drag queens and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's always like those pictures of like the kids at, like gay pride parades and stuff like that. Them little kids is probably trans.
You said, look, that's
Those
crazy.
those little kids is probably trans. I never thought about that until while I was like while I was just like kind of laying in the bed. I'm like, those kids are kids. Baby goats.
Damn.
They baby goats. That's why when you see a lot of those pictures, is you have to even look at those babies, because those babies that you might be thinking like, oh, those is just regular kids. No, those is goats. Those is goats giving dollars to the drag queens. Because people, I was like, why would somebody like, even when I was like thinking I was a part of that community, to me it didn't make sense, because I'm like, at the end of the day, these are grown up like performance artists or whatever, and they always push it to a very sexual point. So
Mhm.
to me it didn't make sense that children were, people like parents was like, oh, I'm gonna bring my kids to drag queen story time. But now it makes sense, because those are probably little goats as well.
Right.
That's
They're
right.
gonna bring them around their people, but they're not gonna let you know that because you're not part of it. So that's
Right.
something that popped in my head while I was out of town. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I bet you seen all type of. I bet you seen all type of shit when you was down there, right?
Yeah. It's different. It's different out there, I feel like I need to spend more time. Once you visiting somewhere is totally different from living there,
Right.
I was even doing my own research of just a random building in my current neighborhood. I found out I'm a block away from a 100-year-old Masonic building. So, do research of like even your own neighborhood. You never know. You might be even living in a Masonic building. You don't even know, they might have converted it into like a regular apartment building. That's how like so much stuff has changed.
Right. Yeah. I think it's a Masonic temple up there in the town where I live at. Like up the road, like just 15 minutes up the road is a Masonic temple.
Yeah, they're always going to be one or a couple of them. And they're still in use.
Right. And they're doing all type. And
They
they're doing all
always look
type of foul shit.
abandoned.
Right.
But they definitely using them. So yeah, I just know a lot of these towns probably got underground towns. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that movie Us. Have you seen that?
Yeah, when it was underground, like it was a whole like little like civilization underground. Yeah.
Yep.
Telling you right there.
And they said this all throughout the United States. I believe it.
Yeah.
I
Same
believe it.
over here as well. Same over here.
Right. My man Young Eldor said we gotta have a form of entertainment to keep us sane. Just realize it's not real. Now I did a whole breakdown on the word entertainment. You gotta think look at the etymology for the word entertainment. Entertainment means that you're being tamed, you're being detained they're gonna keep you in a certain mindset. So you're gonna be stuck in a certain one box. It's the same thing with religion. It's keeping you tamed. That way you cannot think outside of the box. Entertainment ain't for your pleasure and enjoyment for real, for real. Is to keep you stuck in a certain mind frame in a certain setting, just like following religion. That's why I did it. Go check that video out I did, Young Eldor. I did a whole breakdown on that, man.
It's a way to further domesticate us and keep us locked into the system. The same way that we domesticated, well, not we, the same way that the fallen angels domesticated all the animals and the plant life here. That's the same way that they have studied us. And they use all of these disciplines, anthropology, psychology, the study of the anatomy and of neurology, so that they can get a better understanding of who we are and how to control us.
Right, right. All we doing is being studied. That's all they do is sit back and watch.
24/7, yo. And the problem is that they've just wiped all of our history, and you can find little scraps, so little golden nugget. The thing is, man, for one of us to get to the bottom of it, it's probably not going to happen. And this is the problem, Too much has been changed, left, right, and right. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is, man.
And it makes you wonder how it all started and why. And that's the best thing that pisses me off, because I know that I'll never get the answer. Like, why did all this start in the first place? Why? I don't, you know what I mean? Like, why? Why did you have to do
Yeah. There's a lot of questions that need to be answered with a question mark on it.
That's right, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Who started it, you know what I mean? Who are we?
Yeah. I feel you.
We can't say for certain who we are. I mean, obviously, we know that Caucasian are the real blacks. You know what I mean? Is that like we can't say who we truly are. We don't know.
Yeah, so your shit, man. I just did a video about that. I got a whole nother video coming on that, man. Like they took our whole identity, man. They the real black people. Got us running around saying be black. We ain't black. They black. The elites, they the real black people because they spiritually dead.
1812 dictionary, brother. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, sir. Yeah.
It's shit crazy, man. What's so crazy, man? It had me thinking back to when I was getting locked up all the time. I said, man, now I know why I was always getting railroaded, because it says if you come in the courtroom, we have no protection in this judicial system. Like we're mortally dead in the eyes of the law. We have no rights. I mean, we're already slaves here, but like if you label yourself black, you spiritually dead in their eyes, and you dead in the judicial system.
Yep, and that's why you need to be represented by a lawyer or a barrister. And obviously, when the judge comes in, all rise. What you summon the dead entity. Yeah, man, that's correct. Yeah. Fucking crazy.
So, are we saying that the original British people were dark-skinned, and is that what we're saying? Because aren't there like Black British that are actually like, they're not from Africa, they're not from there, they're actually from the UK?
Yeah, that's true. I've done a deep study, obviously to live in the UK, but obviously my grandfather's South African, like total, So I'm sort of 3/4 English, but I've done a deep dive on the UK, and I've come across dark skin, and they don't tell you that. They changed it to, obviously, well, what we know as Caucasian, white, but obviously now we know black. But yeah, it's everything's been changed. I just want to know why the fuck people do this stuff. I don't know. There's just a lot of questions that we need answers to. Man. It's all too puzzling.
Right, they was the undesirables. The so-called founding fathers, the founding women that came over here and founded this fucking place. They was the real black people. They were spiritually dead.
That's right. Yeah. It's and all this anatomy stuff, like the You get an aerial shot of the Vatican, and it's into the female's uterus. You can get anatomy all over the place, man. And crazy, man.
That's why they say it loud on Black and I'm Proud. Black Lives Matters. They really talking about themselves. They ain't talking about it because you got now that I think about it, it takes on a whole new meaning when they say Black Lives. Because look at how it started with the Black Lives Matter movement. They had all their puppets saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. That's because they putting on for their puppet masters. They puppet masters are all Jewish.
That's an inside joke right there, man.
Right.
That's a fucking good point, actually. That's a very good point. That takes a whole new meaning now and then. I tried telling some of my friends that what we know is God, the people there, they just laughed at me. Some people, they're a problem, man. There's not enough people awake. We're just such a small community, man. And not enough people want to get to the bottom of things because they're too busy watching the television.
No,
retained and restrained.
Right on, man. You know, they comfortable with eating the TV dinner, plopping down on the couch, watching Saturday Night Football, man. They ain't...
Yeah, this is a problem, man, you know? And they don't realise, you know, that it's a form of cult worship in 42. It's a form of cult worship, isn't it? You'll go there with your colours, your scarves, your shirts. You know what I mean? And they're inside you.
It's true. How you feel about all this?
I'm just trying to piece it together because I'm just trying to think about it like through a lot of the origin stories, because a lot of the origin stories, like other gods, they're usually like light. They're usually like bright light vessels, like, you know, even in the story of like how America was started and like the so-called Native Americans saw the pilgrims as like this light to come over, this false light. I don't know. I'm thinking that false light, because if you look across the world, like those that are on top are like lighter skin. Even like in Indian culture, you got like the Brahmin level. They're like the higher, lighter caste. Definitely all inverts now that I look back. But like, I don't know. It's something about that false light that has to do with race. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what that means. Like, was the world dark, like when they were like, oh, the world was dark in terms of everybody was dark, and then the false light came and somehow changed that, like inverted the world and put lightness up, and then also inverted and created an army of like creatures in their image that had automatically vowed against God, and they vowed against God by inverting themselves and worshiping the false light, Satan.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a thought. I'm just trying to piece up the stuff together in my mind.
I also read a couple of things on America. Like, number one, did some research, and this is genuinely true and accurate. So let me know if you guys know. Did you know that Alexander the Great's tomb was found in Ohio? Did you know this? So that's one, what the fuck is Alexander the Great's tomb doing in Ohio? And number two, what I read, America, the Americas is the original Egypt, and that's why you've got the Grand Canyon, and you're not allowed to go anywhere near it. You're not allowed to fly drones inside. It makes sense to me. And number three is obviously people that refer to themselves as African American. We know that bullshit. Usually the copper-skinned indigenous people that already inhabited the Americas, and America was actually found by the Icelandics, or discovered by the Icelandics, the Icelandic race people. No Christopher Columbus, nothing like that. We all know that anyway. But there's really interesting facts what I've been reading lately, and it's just.
I've heard that before.
Have you heard that before? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that about the Grand Canyon, that huge gorge area, and a lot of those areas throughout are like structures, like ruins and stuff. But a huge part of the Grand Canyon is closed off to the public. When I went, there were only, I think the east side and the north sides were the only side open. So imagine you have two other sides that they're not even letting people have access to.
Mm-hmm. And you have to
So
actually
who
think why.
knows what's actually over there?
Yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody the other night about that, about the original Egypt was over here. That over there in the so-called Middle East is a prototype. It ain't nothing. That's all it is.
It is because if you think about it, right? How many desert places are in America? How many?
It's plenty.
And obviously, exactly, and it's vast and it's big. And I've heard that the Grand Canyon still goes on to this day. And obviously, this the lady just said that I think it was the south and the east is still closed off. How big is it? You know, there's a reason you're not allowed to, you know, discover these places or go and have a look. There's a reason because they're hiding stuff. The red flag right there. I believe personally that the Americas was the original Egypt. It makes sense, and that's why Alexander the Great's tomb was found in Ohio. Look that up yourself, guys. That's genuine accurate information. Crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. Say, Young Eldo said Grand Canyon has Egyptian structures and artifacts. Yeah, man, it does. It's
You
it's,
tell
it's
me,
right it's right there in plain sight for us to see. Like they
Yep.
see that's what they always want us to think it's some external shit going on. They say with Egypt, oh yeah, Egyptians and so-called Middle East, you need to go over there and see the Grand Canyon. I mean, not see Grand Canyon, see ancient artifacts. Or they
Yeah,
say, oh, y'all from Africa, y'all from over there. They always trying to get us to look outside somewhere else instead of looking here. The answers is right here on our own land.
exactly.
And
That's
they
right.
use Africans and Caribbeans to push certain psyops, so that they can be swept under this huge umbrella of like Pan Africanism and we all blackism. It's like they're still trying to push that narrative, that we're all one, when it's not the case. We're not all one.
That's right. That's
Facts,
correct.
facts. Truth, man. To be honest with you, honey, I don't even want to be called black no more, man. I swear I don't. Like, I don't even want to identify as me knowing what that word means now. I can't
You're
identify as
not.
black
That's the
no more.
thing. You're
I,
not black. That's just a fact. You are not black. So yeah. It's honestly,
like,
you must be a fucking pissed off, you guys. But
yeah,
that is
it makes me
an
mad now.
insult.
Like, man, call me who I am. Call me and they call us natives, man. Call us who we really are. So, you
So
gotta be around the
I've got a
bush.
theory. I've got a theory for you guys. Sorry to interrupt. I've got a theory as I'm on the subject, right? I think I know why they've changed your identity because that would make you guys the original Egyptians, the indigenous tribe, the copper skin race. That's what it would make you guys. Think about this stuff now. You see what I
That's
mean?
true. That's what you're saying.
Like, so they've changed your identity. Absolute what changed it, eradicated it. Now you come from Africa, which we know is bullshit. So if America were the original Egypt, that would give you a whole new outlook on who you are. You're not black. There's different terminologies. You gotta explore these avenues, man.
Right. Man, like I'm saying, nobody's having to pay for these lies. Like these like stealing somebody's identity and then calling them something else. That's like the biggest trick you can play on a people. Or like not even just us, anybody just lying to everyone on a massive scale about these things and just telling us white, black, all these different races. Like we humans, we different shades of colors.
But that's how you were able to put a complex on a group of people. So now you got these group of people who, they're gonna feel like a perpetual victim, and then they're gonna fall for even better, more of the psyops, and we can breadcrumb them along the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if a girl or a guy really don't really like you, but they know that they can kind of manipulate the situation, so they'll breadcrumb you. That's all that history does, and then you have all these different characters and puppets giving us pieces and stuff, but they're all part of the script. And who knows if they're even who knows if they're even a native person here.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel what you're saying.
Honestly, yeah. I absolutely hate people who are racist. I hate it because it is so fucking dumb to begin with. So dumb and stupid. Yes, genetic, the science to explain that. But at the end of the day, man, we're all living in the same place. Like this, what does it matter to you what somebody's skin is or what they're doing? It's just obviously I was doing some research into the UK because obviously I live here, and apparently the UK are the original Israelites, and obviously the man who runs the UK we all know is Jacob Rothschild, the money man. I've been doing some serious digging, man, and we all know when it comes to the finance in the world, it all goes back to London City.
Right.
Yeah, I've been fucking deep diving. Like I'm getting ready to put this stuff into videos. Astonishing.
Right, man, I'm ready to see it, man.
Honestly, I was blanked. What do you mean? Israelites. What? Oh, honestly, reading like 15th century literature that wouldn't have been tainted. Oh man, it just spins your head west. You're like, right, okay then. What I thought I knew I didn't know, and what I know I don't know. You just got to rewind yourself, haven't you? To the best of your ability, trying to figure out the Rubik's.
Yeah, Wizard, you sound kind of muffled too, man. I was gonna let you know.
Yeah, they're playing about with me, brother. So what I'm saying.
Yeah, they do this every live. Like it's at least one. They try to muffle one person in the room on the panel. They always do that, man.
Yeah, bro, they're just playing around, It happens on my channel all the time.
Yeah, I was listening to the live the other night that you had. They was bad over there. I'm like, man, they can't even get a word in on that panel over there.
Nah, bro, they're fucking silent, man. And
Yeah,
it just
man.
gives you credibility, doesn't it? It just gives you credibility with what you're saying. If you're being muffled, it just gives you credibility. So
it does, man. I was listening to a live stream last night, man. The woman on that live, she blew my mind, bro. She said, planet. She said, no, it's plain it. Plain it. Like we want to plane. You know what I'm saying? It's plain, the surface, a flat surface. Like it's in the words. They want us to believe, like they try to sell us this planet like a ball. No, it's plain it. It's a plain surface planet. Plain it. It's the same shit.
That's right. That's right, mate. That's right. It makes
sense. I got thinking, I said, God damn. I said, man, I said, oh man. I said, put this shit in the words.
We ain't on no spinning ball, brother. Fucking common sense.
Man, I had one of my old managers trying to get me to believe that nonsense. He pulled out a piece of paper. He started drawing ball earths, saying how it spins. I said, man, this dude's a fucking idiot, man.
Bro, they make you laugh. But
it made me laugh, man.
I also had another theory, right? So, like you were saying, that obviously they've got us cornered off on in one piece of the plane, right? Which I believe.
Right.
Do you guys not think there'd be more suns out there then? Because the plane must be absolute fucking. Well, I don't even know how big it is. I'd be lying if I said I did. But do you think there'll be other suns as well? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm gonna let Truth go first. Truth, how you feel about that, Truth?
I don't know, because didn't we figure out that the sun was a man-made control?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I've seen the patent for it. Yeah, I've seen.
They showed you it in Hunger Games. When they were able to, they had the whole panel of people behind the scenes manipulating the weather and moving things around. I believe that they're able to do that. I think that's what we're seeing. And in actuality, like, we're supposed to be regulated under a certain temperature. We're not supposed to have clothes. Clothes are made to hide the inverts. Every piece of fashion. I was looking at old swats of back in like the 40s and the 50s and the 30s, women were able to make their own clothes with these I forgot what they're called. They're like paper measurements and things like that. And then I'm looking at the measurements and I'm looking at the drawings on it, and it's all for them. So I believe that this plane is supposed to be regulated to a temperature where we don't need clothes. And we don't have a sun or a moon. We just have a regulated temperature.
Right. Facts. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, go with that. Yeah, go with that, definitely.
Because I've heard that before. That they brought the sun. The guys brought that sun and moon here with them, so that made time because we didn't have a sun or a moon before they got here. So they put that under the firmament to create time. And what do time create? Time creates slaves. And like Truther said, it was a certain temperature here. We didn't need a sun because we were already light beings. We didn't need none of that artificial shit.
That's a very good point. To be fair, that's an excellent point.
Yeah, the moon's a spaceship. The moon's a space. Sun is too. Them shits are spaceships, man.
That's right. Yeah,
that's what God's at.
I was reading a book from the 17th century, right? Some experiments they did. Check this out, guys. Right. So obviously, you guys believe we have a soul, right? Surely. Right. So they said basically what they did. They had some technology around some dying people, right? So like infrared. They wired them all up, stuff like that. Yeah. My first question is, I thought you didn't have technology at that time. So that's number one red flag. And the second red flag is they said as soon as the body died, the last organ in the body to die was the brain. And it was emitting a bright yellow frequency. So then you look at the Illuminati symbolism and all that, sun god, sun worship. Yeah, they were a big yellow aura. And they said as soon as the brain died, gone, the corpse got 8 ounces lighter. So going up, so the soul must weigh 8 ounces. I don't know what you guys think of that. It's just something I read.
So you're trying to say that the soul has a weight?
That's what it was saying, yes. And there's also books, I forgot his name, by a doctor, 1913. It was also published, and it said the exact same, yeah. The soul has weight. Yeah, I don't know if it's correct or not. I just wonder what you guys think of that. But there are evidences backing it up. And if you think about we taught about the soul, we taught nothing about the soul, so it must hold some weight.
I don't know if it has weight. The only thing that I can kind of compare it to is like, I don't know, like the Egyptology, like in the Book of the Dead, when they weigh the heart, the heart and for passage. That's what came to my mind when you talked about the weight of the soul. Like,
yeah. Well, I didn't know any of this stuff, but I've been looking into it extensively, and there's vast amounts of evidence supporting that our soul weighs 8 ounces. Now that to me is staggering. But I don't. It's weird, man. Like like I said before, we don't know who we are. Yes, we're soul beings, we're light beings, we know this, but there must be something else. How did all this stuff start and have ended up in this position? So many questions.
Oi.
What's up, Caps? What's up, Caps, man? What's up, bro?
What's happening?
Brother?
Hey, yeah, the so-called perfect audience, man. Like,
hey, man, that was a good call. I watched that panel the other night that you was on. What's old girl's name? Truth Seeker 69. Yeah, man. When she mentioned that stuff about the planet, man, that shit blew my mind, man. I was like, damn, I dropped the phone. I literally dropped the phone, man.
Yeah. One of the documentaries that it's called Truth in Plain Sight. It's about it's one of the documentaries that kind of opens you up to the truth about 7/11 or 9/11, and it's called Truth in Plain Sight. But they're called planes because you take a plane to look at a plane. It's always level, it's always plain, so it's, and you have the term plan, like level-headed, like it's all in the etymology, like even everything y'all were just talking about. Like I just started listening like 10 minutes ago. Like I'm
getting into the etymology, bro, because I've been talking to Jackie, the one that joined the live the other day.
Yes, yeah.
And she been sending me a whole like how you be sending me stuff through text. Yeah. She like sending me a whole bunch of words like etymology, and I've been like going and looking into them. So I looked into the word black, the word entertainment. All these different words have a deeper meaning. They made them demonic. And the more I'm digging, like some of the stuff she's been telling me and sending me, I'm like, God damn, man, I gotta make videos about this. I got some more shit coming though.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure we all can relate to that to some degree. And same thing with Boxing Wizard, same thing. Like I'm communicating with him, and I had the emails. Like same thing with Truther. I think I had a screenshot of your email. I've yet to reach out to everyone, but it's just a little handful, so far. But I still had that on my slate, and getting up to speed with you too, Boxing. Wizard. I know I'm calling you Boxing Wizard, but we have our handles.
He said he about to change his channel name.
Oh yeah. Oh look. Look, all I can say is, look, I care a
Boxing
lot
Wizard, he
for
about
that.
to change his name, man.
Yeah, that
Hey,
comes with
look,
it.
hey, look that picture you sent me earlier, man, with the from the Truman Show
Yeah,
when when
and
the
the
dude that
Zeppelin.
played. When the dude was playing God there, he was sitting here at the firmament, like how the enclosed environment, like how we live in. They was
Yeah,
telling me then how what like how they do it.
yeah. And you notice, like was showing you, he's inside of a Zeppelin. And they love that. Like, they've been using these Zeppelins. That's one of the old world technologies that they use. And they use field generators. We're familiar with, like, oh, they say it's like hot air and all these different things they tell us. It's the same
Yeah,
thing with the planes. They tell us that they use the fuel, but where's the fuel go at? Because they're
exactly.
using something else. And I spoke with people that work for airlines, and they said that when they're fueling the planes, like, they never notify anyone when they're doing it
Right.
or anything. And so it's like, that's another truth in plain sight. It's like, wait a second, where's all this fuel going? Then they tell you that that's the majority of the plane ticket price is the fuel cost. Where's the fuel going? So all you see,
It's the
and
chemtrails. It's going in the air.
oh yeah, oh, and then that's a symbology too. Everything's multi-purpose. Just whenever if we see it at one angle, like they have beryllium, which stands for it's abbreviated BA, and then you have aluminum, like luminary, like illuminate, like all, and so when you put those together, that's Bayal. It's nuts. You see, like, just whenever they're doing one thing, they're doing these symbolic rituals at the same time. They're doing this all up. Do you know the term militia? Militia is also militia, like malice, and it all the etymology of this thing about the
Right.
military, it
And
goes straight
and
to.
and then you hit me with the word problem. You said no, they try to make it seem like it's bad. It's pro bloom. I said, damn boy. I
Yeah,
said, Daddy, they pulled a fast one on us, man.
yes, they're going. That's what they're doing. They're taking everything that's beautiful and everything that's wholesome, and they're going and just doing a tarnishing campaign on it. That's one
That's
of
right.
the
Yeah,
things that's happening. They go and lie about a people. They go destroy the technologies, the free energies, the tech, and but they still use it though. They still
that's right.
use it. You see how it looks like they're damaging it, but they're also just taking it in for their advantage. Like it's
Yeah,
like the Zeppelins. That's old world air technology, like that. And then it uses cloaking technology. That's why they call it LED Zeppelins. And then you had that metal band, that rock band called Led Zeppelin. I was
yeah,
correcting my niece one time, and she was saying, "Oh, I have LED lights in my room." I said, "Oh, that's LED lights," and it's because you find them glowing. They call them cigar-shaped UFOs, and then they have the ones that go. So yeah, so that's some updates, Boxing Wizard. If you're listening, a lot of
I'm
what I'm
listening,
saying
brother.
is a lot of updates to what even the dialogue that we had.
Hmm. I appreciate
Because
it, sir. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
yes, same here.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who gonna pay for all this trickery? Who gonna pay for all this mockery? Who gonna pay for all this nonsense they don't put us through, man? Ain't no God gonna come save us because we know the God here. That nigga evil and wicked. Who gonna save us from this evil shit? That's what I'm. That's
you
what I
know,
want to figure out.
one of the things that's in our face, that's in plain sight, that you were sharing, that's occult, like your eyes,
Yeah.
Oculus, in plain
Right.
sight.
Right.
One of the things is, one component of the scenario is us. What do we have to do with it? What is
Right.
our part in all of this? So that's a part. That's a
But
part of.
check this out, Caps. The masses. It's only a small number of us that can see this shit for what it is. You got to think the masses. They waiting on a God. They waiting
I
on
do have to.
Jesus or Allah.
Well, yeah, they have more people that like you said, you're making a video. Even though people in that group know certain things that they just you remember you were mentioning that, like, even they know that
Yeah.
the things that's like so you have that group. Then then I have to say that the smallest things do make the biggest differences. I know, like, I'm just pointing that out for sure because
Nah,
sometimes
nah, man. These niggas,
no,
man.
I'm
These
not saying no,
niggas,
I'm not saying wishful
man.
thinking.
These
I'm
niggas
far
ain't
from
waking up,
trying to
man.
be unreal. I'm far from intending to be unrealistic or sound
Yeah,
unrealistic. I'm not trying to like do that at all. Like I'm trying to,
yeah. I feel what you're saying, Cash.
yeah.
I'm just saying, I was having a conversation with some dudes earlier, man. We going back and forth about the Matrix, man. And these niggas dead sleep. I'm saying, man, I ain't no hope for this place, man. I said, these niggas. I said, this dude sitting here telling me that he's comfortable paying rent. He's comfortable with his monopoly money. He likes this shit. He likes it here. I said, man, no, ain't no hope for this place, man. See, too many niggas sleep.
It's the same with my brothers. They're into religion big time, and I just said, so what are you waiting for? They went, oh, we're in the end times. I said, so what's going to happen? It's going to be the second coming of Christ. I said, so what are you waiting for? It's going to come down and banish all the evil. Honestly, I felt like crying. I said, guys, like, do you not ever question that you might have been told lies from birth? No, it's documented. I said, yeah, but who documented it? You know, it's a shame, man. You know, some people.
Man, yeah, man. Then I had somebody else tell me nobody cares, man. Nobody cares about this shit. I said, so you don't care about what they telling you take juice. They don't lie to you about who you are as a person. Come on, man. You don't care about that? No, I ain't worried about that. Let me live in my illusion. That's basically what I heard. Let me live in this fairy tale. Let me live in this illusion, this make believe world.
No, you know, no, yeah, and
Agents, man. Straight agents, bro.
one of the topics is I know I remember David Tapia was wanting to bring up the topic of out of body or near death experiences, which is on the lines of out of body so-called experiences, non-physical. The term nature in Greek is physi, physical, and then that it also goes to the term psychic, so see how it all loops. And one of the things is I know architecture was the term architecture was brought up. It's even texture, like you can feel something, you can feel texture. That's a part
Right.
of the parameter of that word architecture. And of course you have arc and arches, like women have arches in their back, like it's just all these things, the geometry on that level. But then, I was hearing you say boxing wizard. I know it's I feel a little like going into a different mode calling you boxing wizard, but I was hearing you say something about the brain being the last to go, like in the transitioning, however someone wants to say it, you
Yeah,
dying.
that's what I read. Yeah, I don't. Do you know if that's correct?
Yeah. Well, and so what I was wanting to be add or add into that or building on that is about the topic as a whole. Like, so when you take all these individual experiences, you're gonna have you're gonna see a commonality, and you're gonna see a lot of a variety, of course. Like somebody might blow their brains out first, and then you have some of these variable experiences, from like pre-birth memories. Then you have people who have memories, from like whether in surgery, whether all types, there's so many, so many different types. But you see the commonality between it all. Like see like what's what's the what's something, the common ground. What can be surmised at least, or I say at least, but um, like about what's going on, like like there's a part of us that is outside the body, like people refer to spirit, the term spirit and everything. And this because even that, the spirit goes into the term spiral or spire. All you have spires in the buildings, you have inspire, it correlates to like something impaling something, like it goes into so many things. And then even the term Sprite, they actually have a term called a Sprite. When you rearrange it, it's spirit, and you have a drink called Sprite. And
Damn.
then you look into, like, they actually have there's people who have these names for these so-called sprite beings or spirit beings, like they have different names,
Yeah.
and that just made me kind of think, like about even the usage of the terms that we use, like like I know I've gone with comprehending about the term non-physical, but even that, it's like there's an aspect, you know, like even when you close your eyes and you sit down, it's like there's an aspect that's like in what we call the air, you know, or if you want to call it that, you know, it's like, and then you just kind of go back, like, you know, and it's like you get clarity, like it's something because you're really actually aroused in that, you know, it seems like you're at rest or something, but there's a lot of activity. Like someone said how, like, we get erections whenever we sleep, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that means that there's a lot of activity going on. Like you receive a lot when people say they meditate and everything. There's a lot going on. Like, you know, you're in like clarity. So is it regeneration on in that state? You know, it's a lot of things. Like, so, you know, just like when it seems like it's nothing going on, it's probably more product, you know, if not more productivity in that state, you know, like you're in the receiving mode. And, you know, so that's relaxation versus stimulation. You know, it's that kind of parameter, you know, like it's really, I'm just like, wow, like, yeah, you know, I came. I woke up.
Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. How y'all feel about when they say that we just die and that's it? Because that's what they want us to believe. They want us to believe that we live once, we dead, and that's it. Like they want us to believe that it's over with. But they fail to realize that we are energy. We ain't never Duracell batteries here. We energy. So you can't destroy energy. How you gonna destroy something that's gonna live that can live forever? We inside of a meat suit right now. So how can they say how can they sit there and say we just die and that's it? Nah. They found a way to keep us trapped in a closed area.
Yeah. And I'll prove that wrong with one statement. If that were true, you just live one life, these elites wouldn't have bothered trapping us.
What was the last part? The last.
If it were true that we only live one life, then that means everybody does. Then the elites wouldn't have even bothered trapping us. What would be the point?
Yeah. That's one example to
Makes sense, right?
yeah, to show that, you know, like that's far from the end of the dialogue. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
They want us to believe this nonsense. Like I think death is only for them. They the only ones that die. We don't die. Death is only for the elites. That's it. We don't die. That's how I feel.
And I've read so many accounts as well. One of them was a boy in India, and he was born to like a poor family, and he started going to a certain house when he was like 3 years old. And his parents noticed it. And anyway, long story short, when he was about 11 years old, he said this man murdered me.
I knew you were going to get that story.
Yeah. Long story short, that man got convicted of a murder because this boy took the police to the crime scene and the names were in. Honestly, this is no bullshit. I've read hundreds of times people remember the past life. Like, there's got to be something to it. It's not.
Oh yeah, man. There are millions upon millions of stories like that in India and
they get suppressed. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all. Oh wow, yeah. Like I have a story that's related to like Louisiana. So I'm gonna show y'all got what he said. What
he was cutting out towards the end a little bit. He was cutting out. Yeah, he was cutting out towards.
He's talking. He was telling about a well-known account of a boy born in India. Like if you look up newspaper articles and things like this is common in India, not just India, but like because of their culture, it's like commonly known and accepted there about reincarnation and so many personal stories. And a boy was born and he remembered his murderer from his past life.
Wow.
And he was able to be convicted.
Yeah.
And everything was accurate. And it's just like a boy here where I live. And there's y'all may have come across this. He was a World War II fighter pilot. He is 2 hours away from where I live. And I lived there for 2 years in this and wow, like I was working for the school system in Lafayette Parish. in Lafayette, Louisiana, and his name is Bruce Leininger, but his son from his second marriage is what that account's about. Oh man, they were in Boy Scouts and all, but he basically he had the same name as his last life too. It's called Soul Survivor. If you look up the book Soul Survivor, and you might find the videos and everything, I talked to him. I was actually going to interview him, but I still have his card in my wallet. He showed me he made all types of appearances on TV, and I was shocked, like, because I knew about it. I grew up and I heard about this story and everything, and then all of a sudden I was in the bookstore one day and I looked at the book again, and right on the open page, the first page, it said Lafayette, Louisiana. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? You're in Lafayette, Louisiana, like, and I was on it. And I was like, wow, I saw he worked for the school. It was the way everything happened. Like, the fact that I started working for that school, it's wow. But yeah, so that story, like I said, they're still in Lafayette, Louisiana, and the boy is older. Like, I wish I could interview him, and I want to talk to his son. I want to like, he told me personally, he said that he always maintained that he's unsure what it's all about. He never made any conclusions. He never told anybody what his conclusions were. He told me, he said, that's what he tells everyone. He said he's never saying that he believes in reincarnation, all that. He said everything speaks for itself. He said he wants everyone to just come to their own thing. His name is Bruce Leininger. It's like spelled weird with a G and all that, but it's not lie. Trust me, it's not. It's not. But yeah, like, you have a lot of stories like that, and I have like my pets. I have proof. I have like photographic proof to show my pets reincarnating back to me. Like, my cats, they reincarnate my whole life. Like, I've watched them reincarnate.
It's kind of like it's kind of like the Grand Theft Auto game. You know, you come right back,
Right,
you down,
yeah.
you end up right back at the hospital. It's the same shit.
Yeah, I made a joke leaving somebody's house one day like that, and we all laughed. They were like, be cool, be safe and everything. They were playing a game, just like
Right. This Matrix is a game. So look, they showing you in the game Grand Theft Auto, you died, you spawned back into the damn game. This place ain't nothing but a 3D game Matrix. So you died, they spawn your ass right back in here. Dumber than what you was the last time you was down here.
I'd like to think about the factor of what influence do we have? Like, what level of influence do we have? And that's where I think that I think that's what a lot of this is about. A lot of the dialogues are about, like, at its core, what level of influence. And I mean, there's answers, I mean, clearly, like,
Right.
We're living it. Yeah. And I think that's where it's at. It's like, clearly, like, we know, like, on a certain level, we know how things are supposed to be run on a certain level, and so, like, and there's people who, like, if someone's trying to make a decision for us and everything, like, we know, like, we just know, like just how we know certain things are fake. Like, man, bull, like, can't you see, like this, it's like, how do you know anything? That goes back. I always bring that up every now and again, like, that ultimate question: how do you know anything that you know? And I always also, like, if there's a place or a system, and I was even looking to the term palace, like, wow, like, palace and place. I'm telling you, like, the way how all this lines up, it's man, I have that. I'm getting all these terms.
Yeah, man, hey, them words is deep, Caps, man. You like, because you got me on it. Jackie got me on it. Like, this etymology, man. Them words is deep. It's like it's the same thing. It's the same thing with, like, we was talking about, like you were saying earlier, with the thing with the word oculus. It's hidden in plain sight.
Yeah,
It's the truth. It's the truth hidden in plain sight, right there in your eyes, right in your eyeball.
yeah.
A coat, Oculus, a coat right there in your face. It's hidden, but it's hidden. It's like a shed full of hidden truths, but it's right there in your face. You see the shed right there in front of your face in plain sight, and through your Oculus vision, but
we should never be surprised that even the term pi might mean something. I'm telling you, especially man, when you see those H's, I'm telling you, like that should be like it should become second nature. Like throw it off. See what's that word? Like I was looking at wow, like eyed. I'm looking at that. Like you have eyed and you have eyed out. I'm telling like it goes when you start going in these directions. Like I was looking at the term hip. People say, "Oh man, that's hip." That's cool. Like and like hip in your anatomy. And then we take the H off. That's IP. Like you have an IP address, but when you flip it around, that's pi. And like that refers to spheres and circles, like pi, like the Fibonacci sequence. And
Right.
I was just doing that. I was taking a little walk earlier, and I was en route. I'm actually was replying to one of your emails, your last emails box, and where's it? Yeah, I totally like my phone overheated at one point. I had to go to I had a meeting at 1:30, and yeah, but then like man, I was trying to take a nap actually. And I felt a little energized. I don't know, something told me to look at my phone, and I just happened to see you were alive. I was like, oh wow. All right. I was like, yeah, it's that time. I was like, you just gotta keep, I'm like, all right, yeah.
Then we ain't got no view. We ain't got no viewers in here, man. It's just us four. We had 5 viewers earlier. What my girl Truth there? You still in the building?
I'm still here. I'm just trying to get ready before I have to go outside to the demons.
It's all good. Be careful out. Be careful out there, man.
Yeah, I'm going down too, so they're gonna be on one.
It's a bunch of bars down there or something like that.
Yeah, it's Friday, so downtown is popping, so probably gonna go have a dinner or something. But I gotta deal with the riffraff before I get there, so pray for me.
Yeah. I got you. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna pray for you. I'm gonna send some positive energy your way. You feel me?
There you go. That works.
Somebody just
no demonic energy.
Somebody just was doing that last night in the live stream. I wanted to share it with you. It's a channel called Today Can You Dig It? But I have some insight into that. That's why I'm mindful. I know to like do things at certain times, and I like to give like a little like my take on certain things before I share something with somebody, because I take responsibility. And
right.
But somebody was praying for them at the end of the stream, and he straight up said, I mean, it took like, I swear it was almost like 2 minutes or something. Yeah. He was like, he's like, man, like he just like totally just like pushed it straight back off of me. It was like, he's like, just for the record, I don't do like, all this stuff, like all that, church stuff is, like he straight up just said, and I just laughed so hard out loud. I was like, wow. He kept it real. I was like, shit. He's like, I don't do prayer, like anybody pray on me, it's like for the record. It was so funny, but it was real,
That shit crazy, man. Pray. I worship like a dog.
Shit. But
yeah, I had enough of the demons for the day. Truth. I've been out and about all day, running my business and stuff, man. Like them dudes I was having that conversation with, I was like, man, I gotta get in the crib, man.
Oh, and it's their day. It's their day. It's September, right? So it's 9/156. So they on 6/6. So they on,
Oh, I see right through that shit. I love how the UK people use the term bullocks a lot. Oh, I love that. I got that from y'all box. I love it. I'm like, yes, like I love that. Because nobody here says that. No one. That's we all have our own like terms and stuff, and so I could say slangs, but I kind of like that word, but like about because it's really the 7th month, so to me, I see right through that. I'm like, I can never give it any time of the day. Like it's like they think they're doing all this stuff. I mean, they are doing stuff, but it's like I just love when you can see through something. It's just like it gives it that much less power. It's like,
right.
like
that's true. They about to put everybody back in a mask, man. Everybody going back in a mask.
Yeah, it's like they want you to incorporate that in, incorporate that within your, whatever, incorporate it. Incorporate it, like embody it. They want, people, but you
incorporated in corpse. Like you in a corpse, man, zombified, y'all.
Yeah, But at least I like to look at the pure, like just yeah. I'm just like, hey, I have a so-called body, a best. I'm just saying, like I
Right.
think on that level, and I accept upliftment. Like I recognize the difference. Like there's people, I recognize when they're given good intentions. I'm just on a pure level, like like there are people who like pray. They may not have used the term pray, maybe but I like I said, I accept, of course, naturally, like upliftment. Like I recognize it. Like I know it when I'm experiencing it. So
We got Jackie in the building. What's up, Jackie? She ain't on the live. She on she in the chat. What's up?
oh what? Oh I can't see it. Well, I need to learn how to.
Man, I thought I had more viewers up in here in the room on the panel in the room tonight, man. I had like, what's going on, man? One viewer, man. This is crazy, but it's all good. Shit, it's all gravy.
Maybe it's a Friday, maybe, and who knows? Like,
Damn, I feel like a real bozo. Damn, I guess I'm the only one in the crib. I'm turned all the way down.
well, you gotta give it. I mean, look, you have look who's in your chat. Like, that's loyalty, not just loyalty, but that says a lot. Because technically,
Right.
that's on a
I
whole
appreciate.
nother tier.
Right. I appreciate everybody that's in here, though. I
Yeah.
appreciate y'all that's in here, man. It's all love.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you. Yeah,
Quantity, not quality, man.
Right. I feel you, man.
No, sorry, quality, not quantity. Other way
Right.
around.
Cause ain't nothing for me to do, man. I'm in a small country town, man. One convenience store in the town. You
Oh,
you ride through this motherfucker, man. You see a tumbleweed grow across the street.
me. Look, I was about to say something in Spanish. About to speak. Man, about to say Mira. Look at, but she's like, oh, I thought that was Jackie. Well, I'm unsure if it is, but Ace Voice is saying it's 5:20 in Cali. That is saying a lot because they have a lot of traffic, from what I comprehend, and it's probably that work traffic time. So it could be the timing, based off what. Because God, I was kind of exhausted. I was trying to take a nap. Just from doing some small things. I got to go to a park next to a body. I was like, all right, I'm trying to like respond to like messages, emails, and stuff. And God, like I totally feel like Diana. Like Diana was making a post, Dear Dash, about like getting out of the city. And, I
Right.
feel like I'm in a tranquil area where I'm at, but just the little that I did do, just going out, I was like, wow. It's like I feel that. I ended up at one of my little spots. I was like, wow. But I know I had to keep. I had to.
Hey, so Caps, are you like in a big city, bro, or like a small town setting?
I call it a small, medium town. Like a lot of people say I'm in the country. I hear people say I'm in the country. I hear people say that. But so I mean, we know we're progressive. I mean, we're not. I don't, because when people say country, it's like what comes to mind, And it's funny that they even use that term country, because it's like we are in a country, right? So what is where did that even come from? That usage. But I'm unsure what to call it. We were rated on we were on a countdown for, like, Louisiana was rated the happiest state on a countdown one time. Like, it was this I think France or some country somewhere around Europe. I forget who it was, but they did a census on like the happiest states. Louisiana was number one. Then they did a thing about the happiest cities in the U.S. and 5 Louisiana cities were on the top 10 list of all cities in the U.S. And my city was number 3. Lafayette, Louisiana was number 1 on the list. And I found that fascinating. So like they had this big celebration. That's why it was crazy. Sent Hurricane Ida here. I say they sent, but when Hurricane Ida happened, that was crazy, because like nothing like that ever happened
Hey,
here.
Your people be doing them big old crab balls, man.
Oh yeah, like
Man, the last time I've been to Louisiana, man, it was 2007, because all my family's from down that way. Like, I was born in Mississippi, from Mississippi.
Slidell, like you were saying.
Like, all my people live over there in Slidell. Like, most of the people that have my last name Dixon, they all live in Slidell, Louisiana. I remember coming down there in 2007, man. They had a big old crab boil, and I met all my family. They all lived in one like small neighborhood. All of their last name is Dixon. Kind of flipped me. Kind of blew my mind. I was like, damn, all my people live here in Slidell like this. They all in this neighborhood like this. He said, I'm your second cousin. I'm your first cousin. We got the same last name. I said, damn, I ain't even know. It's all love down there in Louisiana, man.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that day. It was some good food, man. It was some good food.
Yeah, it's a lot of real good food. Yeah, and I just know I relate to a lot of what a lot of us have been saying. Like the last 2 years or so, like I've socially everything. Like I mean, different. Everything's changed. Like just everything. Like everything. I'm just switching gears, but I'm still doing what I've always been doing. Because I've always been non-mainstream. Like even when I was in the system, I was always teaching like my own thing. I've always been doing the same thing, and something everybody's been kind of saying. God, it's a lot has just changed. Just from 2020 to oh wow, like a whole lot. Like God, like
they said it's a so-called new normal. That's why everything has changed. They say a new normal, but like my nigga, ain't nothing ever been normal here. What y'all mean new normal?
I
ain't never been.
Oh wow, yeah. Like I stopped everything. Here I am, like in this community, like gradually. Like I'm here and I'm linking up with KP. Like I'm on this narrow path. And like I'm sitting here just dodging everything here. Like they
Hey, you met KP in person?
Oh no. Like you just communicate. Like because like they were trying to stop us. Because they like it was crazy. He got his channel shut down. I used to do I say used to, but you call it tribal dance, but spiritual like dance, different things. Somebody wanted me to be the entertainment for. They would have this Mardi Gras ball, and they have this people that actually think they're like-minded. They actually, a lot of them would fit in with us. But I was waking up to a lot of things. I was always aware. I'm always watching and just paying attention. And I just gradually, me and certain people started dipping out. Like you start seeing things. Like it just all kind of you could kind of say it all came at once, but it was like the last Mardi Gras I participated in. Like it was like I was seeing things more and more. I was like, whoa. Like wait a second. Like I canceled my performance. Like that affected a whole lot socially. Like and somebody wanted me to march in a parade. Like literally I was volunteering for the so-called African American Museum. The last time I talked with the owner of the museum, she wanted me to participate in this thing, and I just was thinking to myself, like I'm unable to advocate for that stuff because I know different. Like I even talked to her about it. I was like, and she knows the true history. And it's like I was like, I was thinking to say the only way I can do it is I have to represent, the native culture. I can't go.
Oh, so the person using that program she wasn't for the whole African American Pan Africanism shit no more. Cause she knew who we really were, right?
Yes, yeah. And they kind of changed the name of the museum to Finding Our Roots Museum, but they still have it called African American. It's like, that wasn't that much of a big deal, but it's just I was unable to be an advocate for it. I just couldn't, like, and I know, like, different people's perceptions. Like, you have 10 people in a room, they can think slightly, different things. But I know different people. They know, they comprehend how I am. They know me. But like, it's just a whole bunch of things. Just because people here, they're really close. It's like we all have like this psychic. I don't know. It's something neat. It's really neat. But I've always done my own thing. Like everybody can vouch for that. I've never changed. Like no one can ever say that. Oh, I came around and I stopped coming around. No, like but it affected a whole lot. Like from the school system, it was like when 2020 happened, I was like, yeah, like I'm, like here I was, instructing music and everything. But it wasn't that big of a deal. But it just was that I was just like I could never imagine going into the school system even again, you know, like, or even seeing all the kids. I would pass by, seeing them in masks and everything, and I could never imagine that. Like, if that could never have happened while I was doing everything I was doing, you know. And but at the same time, I've always been non-mainstream. You know, I've always been. I mean, I was teaching students about the truth about 7/11 way back in 2011 and 2010.
Right.
Like, so I really was like, I remember there was a student. He was a firstborn personality, and like, everybody got it. You know, like, I sat there, I brought the slides up, I showed them. I was like, Building 7 fell first. So I showed them it. And I showed them how the buildings turned into dust. I showed them everything, you know, and one student, you know, he said, he was like, basically, like, he was like, kind of like, he thought he threw a monkey wrench in the thing, but basically, I told him, well, Building 7 fell first. And it's like, you could feel the silence, you know, like, you know, silent means full of mind, but like,
So you brought it all the way out. So you was like, this is a demolition job. So
oh yeah, and like more, yeah, and more, yeah. Because I showed them that the buildings turned into dust. You know, like, it wasn't just a demolition means the building fell and you would see all the shit. No, like that, you know, like, yeah, I went all the way in and I was like, yeah, look, this is the evidence right here, because you have Dr. Judy Wood, with the Hutchinson effect, you know, showing about how there's a technology showing it. Like, you can look her up, Dr. Judy Wood, and she has a book and she has a website, and you can read some of the materials for free. But yeah, they show you like how some of the cars lifted up in the air, you know, they got cooked out. Basically, it's giving you a glimpse into how the technology works, and how they have people that document this, and people are aware of it, and they call it the Hutchinson effect. And but yeah, like, the building straight up turned, you know, they got melted, you know, everything, but it shows the capability of the technology, of how, you know, it cold,
hey,
you know.
yeah, I don't want to cut you off, man. I heard y'all talking on the live stream last night when you was in a Truth Seeker 69's on her panel. Because I listened to it like a little bit, not a little bit. I listened to most of the stream, right? And y'all
Yeah.
was talking about like how all the mountains are melted buildings and shit like that.
Oh, well,
I believe if I caught it right.
oh wait, I think you cut out just for like 2 or 3 seconds. You said how the mountains, and then
Yeah, when I joined the live last night, right? Well, I ain't joined the live. I listened to the live. I listened to most of the live last night.
yeah,
And y'all was talking about how the mountains and shit was like melted buildings, and that was like kind of like, damn, it had me thinking.
yeah, that's why, you know, that, you know, I, you know, never deviated from, you know, you know, like I mentioned, you know, in different parameters, different ways, and different presentations. But yeah, you know,
So are those so Caps, are those like old civilizations, like, because those are lots of, if they did that, melted all that down, that had been a whole lot of buildings, man.
yes, yeah, and yeah, and how they were set up, and how this place was set up, you know, like, just think about how deep, you know, that there was a lot of ships, there was a lot of different types of travel, but yeah, how big, how extensive, there were quadrillions upon quadrillions of beings here, you know, or best different, but, you know, we, including us, including our, you know, yes, yeah, like, the implications are extensive. Yeah, I mean, but it's all there. The evidence is, it's all.
So they've been having this alien technology for a long time, to where they come through and they melt the shit down with laser beams.
Yeah, and it turns out that this last one, the one that, you know, all the evidence is showing, this all happened all at once. So then it was recent. It was way more recent. Like, you know, this 1,000-year thing. No, it was less than 1,000 years. It was not that long ago at all. It was recent.
And you know, like, they just hit the reset button again. So they already planning another reset.
Yeah, and now we can see why certain groups of people get nervous when we talk about certain things. So that means that there's a group, clearly, so we can pretty much see who they are in a lot of cases. You know, we can infer. I have.
Man, the guys ain't shit, bro. They gotta keep what they feel like. If guys so dead, if this fucking creature think he's so perfect, why you gotta keep resetting this shit here? He can't get a good batch that you like. Wicked bastards, man.
Yeah, man, these people, you know, like, you know, earlier the term, it's something like because you know, it's like whenever I go to say something, it's like I want to emphasize that it's nowhere near my final thought about it. You know, like that's something
Right.
that's coming to me, like, you know, because if I'm just thinking, if I'm saying that something came to me, like so I was thinking about something, it just was something that was crossing my mind. It's not like oh, like I'm a gung ho about it and everything, but I'm like, you know, the phrase about free will came up, and I just was thinking about, you know, like I was thinking real so-called, I don't want to say deep, but I was seeing certain things, and I was like, God, you know, like, God, I comprehend certain things, but even the dialogue, well, everything that's being said here, you know, like my mind goes back. Like when I was out just running a few errands, like my mind ends up going to like, and that's why I always say, hey, if there's a place, you know, there has to be an entrance and an exit, you know, like either way. Like, you know, if, you know, in order, you know, traveling or something, like you should have the ability to exit, enter when, you know, like it has to have those parameters, you know, like my mind goes there. You know, just, you know, whatever parameter it may be, you know, I know you were referencing, you know, that's just, it's food for thought, you know, and that's why, wow, like just at this new tier, like, oh, and for clarification, like for the Truman Show, I was planning on sending it to you, to the Boxing Wizard, but like I said, I'm getting up to speed with like all my messages and everything.
Man, they show so much in it. They show so much subliminal messaging in that movie Truman Show, man. It's so much. 'Cause I never seen that. I never seen that scene with him sitting in front of the firmament like that. I never see
Yeah,
like that picture you sent me.
yeah, and it turns out, like you said, like as you could see it, he's inside of a Zeppelin. So for anyone listening, like Zeppelins are airships, and you can look up what they look like on the inside. And they staged the Hindenburg event, like back in around the World War II era. They staged it. You know, they say, oh, it burned down. They wanted the population to think that they stopped using them, but they're still in use today. They're cloaked. You know, they have it. I mean, oh, they can do a lot of so many things. You know, like when people were talking, you have the Betty and Barney Hill situation. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that's one of the crafts. Um, you know, and you know, with all the UFOs, UAPs, and they line up. You know, like I said, if you look up pictures of cigar-shaped UFOs and look up Zeppelins or LED Zeppelins, they're the same craft. And then look up flying submarines. You know, that just gives a glimpse to the type of technologies that are being used. I mean, like we have. I mean, a lot of it's in plain sight. I have newspaper clippings. You can see they're telling you, like, they go out and tell you like what they're doing. And I have a local newspaper photo of them saying that they're using these Zeppelins to fight the enemy. Of course, they're lying about that. So, and someone just has to ask, where are all the Zeppelins at? And it's a radical question, but they are using them. Like I actually have, I know who that patch is for, by the way. I never shared that yet, but I'm sure I want to look into it because they had a recent expedition, and I'm 100% sure that it has something to do with the Maui fires. Like they go and they utilize these things. So when you see them
Yeah,
using lasers,
I believe that. I believe they use that. I believe they use that alien technology big time. The Maui fire. They was hitting them
but
shit with all type of lasers, laser beams.
I want to say like some of that is old world. They're using that for their benefit. They're using the old world airships.
To hit
You
them
know,
with them
that's
laser
what they're
beams.
buying them. That's like one of the articles I sent. Yes, and what I'm saying, I've seen one myself because we have the air base right by my house. Like every now and again, you'll hear helicopters. They haven't been that frequent lately, but uh, my friend told me her grandfather worked at this air base and they used zeppelins at this air base. I saw one when I and back in around 2007. It's funny you said you were in Louisiana, but I saw it and it makes so much sense. It moved exactly like it lit up. It camouflaged into the sky. It was zero clouds in the sky, and it did like a lot of UFO accounts. Like they would say that it's like it'll appear and disappear. It's cloaking technology. I know it sounds. I think they try to get us to think that it's so far fetched. There's nothing complicated about. I see that sounds like an oxymoron to say there's nothing complicated, but
Yeah, oh, when you say that, bro, I understand it because I know they using fallen angel technology here in the lower realm, man. They was given this shit. They given the fourth dimensional technology, so it makes perfect sense to me.
yeah, and you know, and this is what I think about. Like, let's say that you invent something, right? Or you have a comprehension of information, and somebody comes and takes it and uses it for their benefit, or they can even use it against you. You have that type of thing. I just think about that. You know, that's just like like somebody that lied about you, like somebody said something you know it's untrue. I just think I want to lay those type of scenarios on the table. You know, because those things happen, and so then you pose the question. So just because so if somebody comes and takes something you invented, I'm just laying this out on the table. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not saying like, oh, that means that this has to replace another narrative or anything. It's nothing like that. It's all about comprehension. Just dialogue. Stimulation. What's out on the table. Um, if somebody comes and takes something, like if you built something, like you did, and somebody comes and they claim it for themselves and they use it against you. Like I have examples. I mean, there's so many examples. Like I know someone who I called him, like I knew I was able to tell someone like, hey, this person's making this up, and then sure enough they were like, yeah, he said that you left and deserted him. I was like, what? I was like, he's lying, and we showed each other the screenshots, and he was lying to both of us. He was trying to get a ride back home, but everything he told my friend was a lie. But when I tell you, he had he had paragraph after paragraph, and then we lined it up, and everything he was telling me was a lie. He even told me, he's like, I never said that. I ended up telling him I have the screenshots, and then he like went silent. The last thing he told me was "F you." But what I'm saying is, if that would have never happened, it would have spread around, and who knows how that would have affected me socially. I'm just using this as an example. Like this is just an example that can be related to a lot of what we're familiar with. If somebody says, "Oh, like they're savages," "Oh, they're from Africa," and all that, but does that make it true? Even if it's extensive, that they come and take something that you made. Like, do you know that helicopters? Now, I know, like, I know you mentioned like the fallen angel, all that stuff, but what I'm saying is, what about the lies? What
Right.
about the parts that is deliberately done? Like that's called manipulation. I'm saying that's just one way to call it. There's a personality that does that, and that's something to be aware of. Because that can be the difference of the outcome that you could have. Because like KP made a video about this. All the names of the military, you see, that's an example. They took something. They use all the helicopters and everything. They literally named them after the names of the people here, like the Cherokee. They literally KP made a video about that. He showed how they use it. So why would the military in America take the names of it's because so if someone came down and burned the cities and all that and lied and sit there and said and made all these things up, said, oh yeah, from Africa and all that, it, all these things, and to have someone thinking that, like thinking like, oh, you see what I'm saying? Like feeling all types of ways, responding from the lies, like getting emotional behind the lies. But all of a
Right.
sudden you wake up and find the truth. And so what I'm saying is, where does that stop? You see, like at what point do we stop asking questions, So that's just like that's the one of the points where I'm throwing these things out on the table is to keep our minds open, which I know we know to do that. Naturally, I feel safe.
Right. Yeah. It's always good to keep everything on the table, man. And just to have an open mind about everything.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I
like
try to
open
do.
discussion.
That's what I try to do. That's why I go to different channels now. Like I listen to everybody's opinion, man. That's why I like doing these open panels, man. These panels like this, and I like going like to other channels listening to panels because you never know. I can learn from anybody. It was just when I thought I was like woke and I knew a few things. I started listening to other people like you. I listened to like the Truther, other channels. Like man, damn, like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
and same thing, vice versa. Somebody else might learn something from me. Somebody told me that I exposed something on my channel about the guys. They said, damn, I never knew that until I watched your video. So you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's great.
It's yeah. I mean, I relate to that. I think we all can relate to that.
That made me feel good though. 'Cause I like, man, I was like, damn. I was like,
Nobody.
damn, at least what I'm doing is paying off. What's up, Boxing Wizard? Man, you still in here, bro?
Yeah, I'm still here, man. I'm just listening and learning, brothers.
Oh,
I'm so grateful to come
oh
across
yeah.
you guys because since I've been on YouTube, right, I know I'm called the Boxing Wizard. Not really. I've spent the past 10 years researching every single night. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with finding the truth. I'm obsessed with finding good brothers. I never really fit in on YouTube, but yeah, I feel at home with you guys on the podcast. So yeah, cheers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish you can keep making. I wish you can keep making those videos, man, about exposing the boxing. Because some people like me, we gonna watch it. I'm gonna appreciate it. But you're gonna have trolls come in there, man. They not gonna appreciate it, man. But you gotta
Nah,
ignore them.
I've got videos like you guys are talking about. Like I've got a video ready to go about New Swabenland. Do you know about New Swabenland?
The what, man?
New Swabenland. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so. I don't.
It's called Base 211. Basically, beyond the ice wall, there's a place called New Swab. And
Yeah,
Oh,
I see. Yeah, I
map.
seen it, man. I got that map. I got a picture of that map, man, on my screenshots.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I have information about that. Wow, that's actually like that's probably like 10 videos away. What I have in
Hey, man, when I
that's like
looked at that
10 or
map,
11 videos away from.
I looked at that map, man. I said, "Wow, man, they got us enclosed in this little bit old slave matrix system right here. The little
But
area we enclosed in it's so small. Like you're like, damn. It's so much. It's like other slave rams out there, just like this one though.
you
Yeah, that's
see,
right.
I'm not. I know to keep an open mind because number one, look at these maps. Look who's sharing the map. Look who's sharing the information first off, and look at the map. It's drawn. Look at it. I mean, look at it. Like, is it even digital? You know what I'm saying? Like, I see these types of things, and I see the patterns, and it's so. I say it's easy for me to say, and I know people can interpret that in different ways, and like, oh, it sounds like condescending or something like that. But I'm just speaking on like a face value level. Like, I see it for what it is. I do. Like, there's somebody right now. Like, I just notice patterns. Like, like I said, you know how when telling the truth, it sounds like hate speech, or it can sound like something similar to it. Like, oh, they're arrogant or arrogant or something, or
Right.
all these things. But it is what it is. It's like, hey, it's just like, okay, what does this mean? Can like I see it. I'm noticing it. I
So
do.
hey Captain? So do you believe that? Do you? I know you're gonna say yo. So you do believe it's other places out there that we don't that they won't let us get access to?
Yes, but I also know that the places that we're speaking about so far right now, they are damaged, and one of the things is majority of that we're calling Antarctica and all that, that's not ice. And I'm gonna be able to explain that. I mean, I'm explaining it right now, right? No,
No,
in the no, but they're
that's not ice.
crystallized buildings. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that's not ice.
crystallized
Correct.
buildings.
Yeah,
Crystallized buildings.
Yes,
I've looked at
because
maps. Oh, sorry, go on.
oh, you can go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I've got an obsession for maps, and I've studied a lot of Gerardus Mercator. And Antarctica wasn't full of ice then, and it isn't full of ice now.
Yeah, and like that white, like so, yeah, and like you're saying, like if you really look at the evidence, that's another little a crafty fast one that they put on us. It just turns out it kind of worked out. Sorry, y'all. There's a big motorcycle. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. They're still loud. I'm sorry. I'm sure if y'all
So,
heard that.
so look, when y'all say crystallized buildings, like it's made of like some type of like crystal material, like some type of.
Well, it was all red brick buildings for the most part, and so during the event, the type of damage that happened is from A to Z, and majority of it was from the bottom up, but some of it was from the side down, some of it was from top to the bottom, but majority of it was from the bottom up. But some of the buildings got crystallized. So when you talk about quartz caves and all that, brick can turn into so many things. You can turn brick into different metals. Like if you heat it the right way, bricks can melt at certain temperatures. It's going to be a high temperature. So you can see that this electrical event, it turned these buildings into different materials. Like it turned them into popcorn blocks, limestone, crystals. That's where it all came from. And you have areas to where it looks like ice, but it's not. You have to ask yourself, why is this ice never melting? Because it's not ice. You know, I'm not saying there are places that have like ice and everything or snow here and there, but even in those, the majority of it is not. It's really something like and then it's really so crafty because it's like a perfect setup almost. That's what it seemed, you know. Like I just have to say that because it's like it looks like ice, you know. So it's like damn.
So what do y'all feel that's beyond those crystallized buildings, beyond them walls, beyond the so-called Antarctica wall? What do y'all feel is beyond that they hiding from us? Because it's got to be something that they hide from us that they don't want us to see. If they hiding it, right?
I think there's well, I study maths a lot, and this is why I've got the wrong name, and I'm going to change my name, and I'm going to start putting it on YouTube. Right? But there's other land masses what they've hidden. So anybody who disputes it, you say, okay, no problem, you can dispute it. But when you see all these chemtrails in the sky, do you really think the space? Come on now.
Yeah, it's true. I think they don't live amongst us, man. I know they don't. They don't. Ain't no way. Ain't no way they're gonna be spraying all that poison in the sky and they living here with us. No.
Because a lot of people like when they break things down, there's nothing wrong with getting into the technicalities, but also I think it's just common sense as well. And you know, when you look at things in common sense angles, a lot of things don't add up. And there's only got to be one answer for that. And you know, I'm going to start putting them together for you. I've got archive upon archive, and I need to prove my worth to this, you know, truth. You know what
Yeah, and I was going to say one of the names of the areas is called Nemo. Well, that's what they say, but the thing is, I have a screenshot of this. I can see it. I have all the pictures. There was this story, like it was about this certain man in these airships. But one of the publications, it showed something. Oh man, I'm telling you, like it's like, you know how a picture speaks 1,000 words. Like I'm telling you, like I came across it. I've been organizing my photos. I have so many photos. Then I have technical things happen every now and again. But Nemo, you know, so you know how they had the movie Finding Nemo?
Yeah.
That's where they were referring to this place. Like, so one of the areas they called it. It's just a narrative that I think they were still putting, but it's the fact that they're acknowledging areas like, you know, past. Now I know there's populations like, and they use, you know, they like these airships. Yeah, they travel. Like, yeah, like there are some capabilities, but at the same time, look how active they are with deceiving us.
Yeah.
So
I have a I'm sorry to interject. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I'm moving on the train. So
awesome.
just listening to you talking about crystal structures, couldn't they live on the firmament? Couldn't the firmament be a plane? And that might be a reason why they sprayed.
So you're saying like
Right.
another tier. Yeah.
Right. Because like in anthropology and archaeology, a matrix is nothing but a level. It's like a level of strata, which is like a level of dirt, or it could be a level of any type of structure. So we live on one matrix. They can live above us because it has me thinking about that TV show, Altered Carbon. They're gods, the ones that created them and made them immortal. They live amongst the clouds, like the gods live amongst the
Ooh.
clouds. They live above the firmament. That's why they can spray us with the chemtrails because the chemtrails come down and hit us and they don't hit them because they're above the clouds. That's why airplanes can only go up a certain point. Like I was looking up in the sky trying to see something and I couldn't see anything but blue. And that's why they spray the chemtrails because they don't want us to see up there. That's where they live.
Right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I have to admit, I say I have to. It's not like, it sounds like I'm concealing something, but it's like going along with what you're saying. I have to say, like the moon, like I know about all the different parameters about the moon. About how like one direction all the time. I know about all that, but the moon, you see, talking about these zeppelins and these different ships, that clearly are being utilized. A lot of them are seen flying around the moon and to the moon. I'm just saying, like I mean, you can see this for yourself in different footages, and I'm just saying, like I've seen
So,
things.
so what are they protecting on that moon? If they flying around there, it's like they're trying to protect something up there. They keep flying
Yes,
around like it's guarded, like they're guarding something, right?
yes,
It's a
yeah.
portal system, just like in Doctor Who. Like the Time Lord travels through like space through these portal systems.
Oh, see, ooh, you're speaking something because I just was breaking down the term port. So see, talking about doors and entrances and exits, right? So you have, clearly a portal, right? So then you have pores. You know how you have pores in your skin? That means that you can enter and exit. That's where you get the term pour, like you're pouring something in. You can either pour it out or pour it in. You see, and then you have the term pour. They say, "Oh, you're poor." Well, that means that you can gain something. Like it's you at where you're at. It's like, what does that mean exactly? Like when you're poor, but and then you have a portrait. Check that out. The term portrait. Why are they called portraits? I'm not saying anything negative. I'm not saying like, oh, that's supposed to be a bad thing. I'm just saying I looked. I saw these words recently, and
It's funny that you talk about portraits because I like to go to museums and look at Renaissance paintings, and those that were able to afford to have those portraits done, they were rich probably. Oh, somebody about to get kicked off the train. Sorry.
okay.
So so basically, remember we were talking about black. So like back in the Renaissance days, black was like the richest clothes that you can wear. So if you could afford to wear black clothing, that means that you had money and you were closer to nobility. And those are also the same people that were able to afford those types of portraits. Like poor people wasn't able to afford them. It was only people of nobility. So it's funny that you say that. Portals have
Yeah,
to be connected to nobility to access to, yeah, to them.
yeah, yeah. Like wow. Yeah,
Speak,
man. Yeah,
Speaking of
and
nobility, can I just interject for a second? Like the lady said, black nobility. Have you guys heard of the black nobility families?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got a load of archives on them, and they need to be investigated immediately.
Oh yeah.
Are you talking about the American ones? Or are you talking about the ones in the UK?
Oh man. They're in the.
The ones that control the Vatican and this entire planet. They've got there's a family called the Farneses, and basically their empire, where they live in Italy, is a pentagon, and you have a pentagon in America. Yeah, all the symbologies there. They run everything. Yeah.
Mag. It's something. Mag actually showed. He actually showed a video of one of these people, and actually, how you're saying black. That won't also always necessarily mean that their skin is dark. Like, really, heavily melanated. I mean, they're gonna have melanin in their skin, of course. I mean, everyone has melanin. I'm just saying, like, when sometimes when we say certain words, we might have a certain image. We might think, oh, that means that they're really sable. and or tawny, or what's the other word? Oh, there's so many words. Brunette. They had all these words for the different complexions, but yeah, it's really yeah, it's something, because you're gonna have a few different phenotypes. Yeah, like I said, Mag did make a video about one of those people, because when they had the summits, you had all different types of nations in these big meeting rooms in different countries, and this man went to speak to everyone. Everyone was like answering to him, like, so he was pointing him out. I remember that video. I said I stopped watching Mag, like, it's been so long since I watched his videos, but I remember that. But basically, when you look at him, like, he was. I remember Mag. It's crazy. Like, I was like, I want to stop saying his name, but I remember him saying, him or her, whoever, whatever. I remember the speaker of the video was saying that, I remember him saying, like, oh, who is he? Like, where is he from? What type of person? Because when it comes to phenotypes, like, we're all gonna look like each other. We're all gonna cross over at some point. But yeah. And that's another. I'm not sure if y'all can still hear me. Can y'all still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we in the building. We in the building.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it looked like it was kind of freezing. I see my a little thinking cursor, like it's.
Man, I'm taking me a lunch break. I'm taking me a lunch break right now. I'm listening to y'all.
All right. So the term sable, I was wanting to mention this, even with this topic, like going along with even what's being said. Like, I know it's going into a word, a term. Yet I think I was saying a little bit about it before, but the term sable is translating as dark in color. Right? So, but sable in Greek is translating as samurai. And there's a quote that says, you need a certain percentage of so-called. I doubt that it was really translated as the term black, but it's, like, of that, of the melanated lineage, to be successful. It's in the Bushido teachings. They have a few quotes about it. A successful samurai, but then the term sable goes into the term saber, and then the term saber means to know in Spanish and in Latin, and so I was just realizing that even more recently about these terms. And then a saber, it means you're sharp. It's cutting. So when you're sharp, it's like, when someone says you're smart, you're sharp. It just goes into all these things. It's etymology, geometry. But
As you say that, all of that is all connected to like blacksmith, dark arts. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with who they are as
that's
people.
exactly,
They're
that's
dark.
exactly what I was about to go into. Yeah, because when you really get down to it, it had nothing to do with your skin color. Yeah.
They're just the dark people. They're the dark people. So you have the dark people and you have the light people. And that can mean anybody, but that also means like who you decided to align your soul with, who you decided to align everything and every it's to do with the darks. That's when I was talking about the clothing in the Black Renaissance days. If you were close to the nobility, you were pretty much evil. You were able to afford those dark, rich clothing that separated you from the regular, peons, pretty much who we are, and you're talking about the samurais. Those are nobility too. They also wore black clothing as well. So I'm just thinking like in terms of the clothing and in terms of the connection to the nobility and darkness.
Yeah, the black belt. You see the term black belt? Like all this was coming to me. Like, I see things in a visual language. Like, we all thinking that, but I was seeing seeing this earlier today. Even wow, I'm telling you.
Or their eyes, like, okay, like, when sometimes we're watching, when they like enter a demon into like the scene, their eyes are always dark.
Yes.
Like they're darkened over, like their soul is just gone.
Yeah, I'm glad I align with none of that because I oh man, like we have all so many different parameters because a lot of that's something because color, the term tone is translates into color, and like even calor is temperature or it's warmth. But you know how when you look at the spectral glasses, looking at the heat and everything, it's in colors. So it's like you have temperature, temperament, and it's all referring to the palette. Like the it's a language. Like our colors. It's a language. That's a part of it all too. Like you see, like and even Truth Zone. He's making video about colorful. I'm wanting to go into that too as well. It's really neat. I like seeing all this information, like the clarity about the clarities about things. Yeah, it's definitely a fascinating situation. Wow, and and you were saying something about the sky, about levels. About what you're saying at that point. I was thinking about how the aspect about the sky where it changes. I'll say it straight up. Like I've seen the sky change in so many ways. I'm talking about in real time. Like I, uh, I mean, I was with a group of friends, and it coincided with me actually utilizing my iPad. I swiped the light down because we were looking at the Milky Way. The Milky Way was coming up in the chat last night, and I knew I was unable to say it because I was like, that's on a whole nother level. We're not going to go there because they already had an episode about paranormal activity. I was like, I'm not going to go there. But um, we all witnessed it. I know different people have experienced different things similar, can relate to this, and some they have. I'd love to hear about more experiences, but I know all the lights in the sky went out, and then they ended up coming back.
Hey,
So
look. I mean, I don't want to cut you off, bro. I seen a video. I seen a video on YouTube. They was recording. Hold on. Yeah, I seen a video on YouTube. They was recording the sky. The sky was like dark, but then it lit up for like 20 seconds, and then they realized it glitched, and they cut the sky back dark.
yeah, so me and my group, a group, you could say of my tribe locally or whatever. This was like a little bit pre 2020, and we were out in Acme, Louisiana, and you can see, really clear. And like I said, the panel last night, they were talking about the being able to the same type of setting, being able to see the stars, and they actually literally brought the Milky Way. That's what we were looking at, and yeah, and and it was like, and it happened the same time I swiped my iPad down, and and there are moments like last night I was watching a live stream and a guy plucked his fingers, and his stream went out. Then he came back, and the host was laughing. It was on Today Can You Dig It 111, I think 1111, but um she was laughing, but she said, she said, you saw, what you just did? And he was like, hey, he's like, do you know you? He said, we got 30 people watching. I know everybody just can vouch for what just happened. He flicked his fingers and it went out. And I was thinking about this as I was walking at the track earlier, next to the body, like in this quiet area. And, I was thinking about, different things like this, because a lot of times it'll coincide with something that's happening, with whatever we're doing. Like, I've had different experiences, like, yeah, just like how you're saying with the sky, and it's like and you can think about what were you doing when that happened, and like, and a lot of times, like you fit. I'm just saying, like, what part do you have to do with it? I mean, if anything, you were an observer, right? So you are you going to just omit yourself out of the equation? I'm just saying, like, I've had DMT experiences where it's like I knew, like I'll tell you right now, I saw the clouds just all shift. I'm talking about in the matter of a second, and I recognize it. I comprehend it. I've been studying the clouds and the formations. I know it. It's like how they look, so-called almost mechanical, almost like ship-like. And I would see this. I would see this in different meteorological photos and everything. And I know some people, they point out like, yeah, they're fake and everything, but it's like I know that I see this pattern in my own so-called life experience as well. I'm saying that because I'm just I'm just intentionally choosing my terms. This is what I'm doing. I have an intention to speak as effectively as possible. Yet with intent with what I'm intending to communicate. But I've seen it. So you had that aspect. That's why whenever the weather modifications brought up, that's why I had to acknowledge, what part that we play, because I know that there's instances where we have an influence. So basically, how much influence? I'm not saying like, oh, there's a limit. I'm just saying it just in the like on a simulation of thought parameter, or like acknowledge. In the term acknowledge is arc knowledge. Isn't that something? ARCKNOWLEDGE. But then there's other ways that's spelled, and I'm telling you, like all these terms, all these words, I'm telling you, it's like when you acknowledge something, arc knowledge. I'm telling y'all, I'm just.
Yeah, shit crazy, man. It's crazy, man. All this information. That's what I'm saying. I said a few lives ago. I don't think in one lifetime we will be able to decode this whole matrix, man. Because it's so much that's been hidden from us. Like it's hidden in plain sight, though. But it's so much to decode. Like we'd be spending 1,000 years trying to decode this whole system. And we know what it is right now. We can see the holes through the system right now. But like trying to decode everything, man. Wow, man. It take years upon years of research. I think we still at surface level right now with the knowledge that we sharing with each other.
Well, there's things that have yet to be said. Then you have that part.
Right.
Speaking of
Oh, I'm
speaking of
sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I'm about to head out. Thank you guys. Everybody's been awesome.
I thank you, Truther. Shout out to Truther. Thanks for joining the live. I might go live tomorrow, so hopefully you join. I'm about to conclude this live here in a minute myself.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll try to catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all be safe, okay?
You too.
You
Great. Bye.
Yeah, I'm about to bring this live to a conclusion, man. I think I want to start working on some videos.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all joining. I appreciate my boy Caps joining. I appreciate Boxing Wizard, my man Boxing Wizard joining. It's always a pleasure having y'all on the panel.
Yeah, I just want to say before you come to a close, man. Thanks for letting me on. And Caps, I wish to keep communicating with you, brother. You're an amazing soul, mate. I pick up the energy off right away, and so you, Proof Zone. And just quickly before we close, speaking of weather modification, I'm going to show you guys a map from the early 1500s. As an
Oh, my bad. Let's keep it going for a little bit then. I ain't gonna close it out right now. I want to see this.
Right. Yeah. So basically, I've got a bit of an obsession with maps, and I had a map from. I still got the map from places, and long story short, it has a small island on it. So I translated the Latin, and it said Weather Island. It controlled the world's weather, and this is in the 1530s. Weather Island with a translation.
And the way that everything is built, you can see all these different things that had functions, like from they call some people were calling them star forts and everything, and you can just look at different parts of the terrain, like even this island you're speaking of. You can just look, even where you are, like when you look above, you can see that the terrain, the parts that are the pockets of survival that still have some of their shapes left. You can see that everything was serving a function, an energetic geometric, everything, all of it, like a function, and yeah, like so when
Hey, look, Cap. You said geometric,
oh,
geometric.
and that goes into the term gematria. I'm telling you,
Right, right.
I'm, I mean, these. Oh, you know what? Oh man, it's reminding me of a video someone posted. I've never watched it yet. I think I never did. I was just thinking about its title. I was just thinking to share it with y'all. I'm not sure if I shared his channel before, but it's a person named Matt Childs. He's pretty neat. I think he follows. I think he's following my other channel. But either way, yeah, he's on the same wavelength. Like he has a lot of. Oh yeah, I did send a link to his video one time to you, Contrell. So you might have. His name's Matt Childs, but his latest video was "Can you metamorphosize out of the Matrix?" But it just was an interesting title. I think I did watch it. He kind of went into some other topics, but yeah, about this, yeah, I would love to see that map. Yeah, the study of maps is called cartography. That's one word I came across. Yeah, that I know they refer to it as, but it's
Yeah, and there's a load of islands in the Pacific to the west of America, and they're still there to this day. But if you go on Google Maps, it just says that it's all ocean, which is absolute rubbish.
oh yeah, they play with yeah. When I was studying Google Maps and everything, like they showed a little bit more than what they're showing today. You can still see old versions, but yeah, they show you like they'll put these pictures over these areas, and they're hiding
Yeah,
things. They blur things out. Yeah, it's so obvious, and there's so many examples. Like, then they mock you. They go out and show you. Like they had to show ancient aliens, and there's different things, but they'll tell you truths, of
that's
course,
right.
but like they'll mock you and everything. But at least they do that part. But like yeah, how they'll have an island uh on the map, and all of a sudden it'll be off the map.
Yeah.
You know,
I also observed something else. So this has been bugging me now for about a year. I've never really spoke about it before, but I'll see what you guys think. Now, I read a lot of old literature, a lot of map reading, and I've noticed something. So it's going around now in the conspiracy circles about the last Great Reset, right? Where they got rid of the Tartarians, right? So that was just before the 1900s.
ooh,
Right?
that word right there. Well, okay, I'm listening.
So, right, Tartars, right?
Shit, yeah,
Tartarians, right?
there you go.
So,
I appreciate it. Yeah, much appreciation. Okay, I'm listening.
but here's the thing. Now, in this old literature, and a lot of it's from the 18th century, right? Not once does any philosopher, what I read, ever mention the Tartars.
But
And I thought,
they,
this is a bit strange.
yeah,
What?
you're right on the moony. I mean, go ahead. I mean, you're speaking it. I
So
mean, okay, yeah, you're speaking.
yeah, so not one of them ever mentioned the Tartars, right? And I thought, okay, that might just be a coincidence. But not one of them ever mentioned the technology. And I'm thinking, what is going on here? I thought we had a great reset just before the 1900s. Something's missing here. Something's wrong. So I got researching, and I've got this newspaper from the 1500s. And where our North Pole is, well, allegedly is, they have a sea, and it's called the Tartarian Sea. And that's the no-fly zones and no-sail zones to this day. And so I did some research, and basically that World War One and World War Two were against the Tartars. But obviously they give us a bullshit story about Germany, England, etc., French Revolution. But that's not what it was. What's your take, guys?
You just said it. So you just said it. Basically, the perpetrators were in all what you just said just now. Yep, right at your climax, so-called climax. You said all the Germans and everything. Well, guess what? Well, I said guess what? Like guessing games are like no fun. Well, I mean, but see, Grand Tartary, all that. You see how you were all in that area, because I know that it coincides. This no-fly zones and all these things. Look at Russia. Look at all this Eastern Europe, all that. all these people you just spoke about, where's the center? All where you just said. Where do they claim? Where are they trying to lie and say Grand Tartary was in that area? You know, like the Russian area, all that. That's what they say. You know, so there you go. It's like right there. It's like the proof's in the pudding. Like where did all the Zeppelin, where did all the people from World War II all that come from? You know, like they all came from that area. You know, that's where all these things were happening. You know, that's where everything was getting established.
Yeah.
You know, so there you go. So
Hey,
it's like,
I want to intrude, bro. But let me ask y'all this: so to piggyback off what y'all talking about, the whole World War One, World War Two. So y'all saying it happened in a certain area by design, right?
yeah, and it's like guilty. It's like if you look at the area, it's like there's nowhere to hide. Basically, it's like where they are hiding is in their lies. You know, that's what they're relying on. You say relying on, but that's like everyone's ties. You know, there's a lot of people of German descent here in the U.S. and everything, but look where their ties are from. You know, Eastern Europe. You know, Germany, going in Eastern Europe goes into Russia. You know, so all that area. You know, so like when you hear about all these things, you know, it's all the news stories and everything, like all these so-called wars and these fights and all that. It all gets intertwined back to these areas. You know, even today. You know, these people that are trying to propagate this Tartaria thing, because basically this place was never called Tartaria. That is propaganda at its finest. I saw
that's correct.
It's you know, the people with the clearest minds can see it, and I'm just saying that, you know, on a non-super like judging level at all. Like it speaks for itself, and it's not to say like someone is unable to learn it. It's just that some people just catch on quicker, you know, just in general. Like, you know, what I'm saying is it's like a lot of people can see that. They can see that it's bogus.
Let me ask y'all a question. The piggyback off of the World War One, World War Two. When they pull off the fake World War Three, the whole stage war, what do y'all think it's gonna be like? Like how do y'all think it's gonna play out? Like the next fake war, big war.
A lot of it's silent, a lot of deception. You see, because even with those other wars, it was mostly deception. So same thing like right now, you know, like we see it happening. Like you see they had all these phases, you know, like I think Boxing Wizard was acknowledging that, you know, how they learned, they took tally about how their propaganda turned out in each era, you know, from so-called 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And you know, so now it's like, okay, they learn how they're gonna like master, how they're gonna make better their plans and everything. So now you see, now so-called part 2, they're rolling out the Zeppelins and everything. You see, now they're utilizing them quietly or silently. You know, now they have them all cloaked and everything, and you know, like they have all these utilizations. You know, like they did it all because even around part 2, you know, that's when you hear people talking a lot about the UFOs, the UAPs, and everything. I mean, they were talking about them in the other period too, but you see how even today, like I'm sure they had their part to play in the Maui fires and all these other things. You know, where are the lasers coming from? You know, like that's the question. You know, so when people ask that, that is one of the answers, because these things are cloaking. They're cloaking themselves, like they light up, but they do this, and it's with the military. You know, it's people, you know, like they're part of the bomb squadron and everything. And I'm just speaking like straight, like straightforward. Like I know I'm like being Captain Obvious by saying that, but I'm just like, so a big, like, you know, utilizing all this propaganda and all this, like this COVID, all this stuff. Yeah, so that's a part of it. Yeah, so it's actually happening because, you know,
And you know, so crazy, Captain Wizard. They got all of it played out because it's called a book, Alex Pike's book. They envisioned, they mapped out all 3 world wars, scripted events like World War One, World War Two. World War Two would bring in the Jewish state of Israel. Then it's set in the book of Dogma. Alex Pike, the 3rd World War will be in the Middle East between those countries and shit. Then the so-called other superpowers will join in. So they got it all scripted out already.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, obviously, at the end of World War One, like, so they tried establishing the New World Order in 1917, but they failed. So then they tried again after World War Two, and they failed. So they went back to the drawing board and thought, what are we doing wrong? Hang on, if we can control. So this is where your MK Ultra comes in. You know, your asylums in the 50s and the 60s. So they needed to control the mass populace, MK Ultra propaganda. So the Third World War, which
Germany.
is right now, the populace would not know that there was in a war because of all the propaganda and the MK Ultra they've suffered since World War II to this day. So they've gone the opposite route. Instead of war in your face, you know, they've gone the psychological side, which seems to be working, unfortunately, for us that can see through the smoke.
Damn, that's deep. That's deep. That's real deep, man.
Very
And I
clever.
tell people, damn, that's deep. That's I tell people that all the time. They say, "Why don't they just drop bombs?" I said, "No, it's more psychological. It's more of a mental thing. Do propaganda, do television, do deception. They don't need to necessarily drop a bomb. Why would they do that? That's wasting time. They figure you already a slave. You already in a prison planet without bars. So why would they need to even do any physical things to you?"
And this is how smart it is, because obviously Caps would be able to tell you, and you'd be able to tell everybody, right? You go to anybody, like, so let's say you to go to your local Walmart, your supermarket, right? And you say to them, you're in a war right now. And they'll look at you like, well, I've got my shopping, I can go home, nobody's, you know, threatening me. What do you mean I'm in a war? And it's the perfect manipulation, all psychological.
Right, silent war being fought with weapons.
Yep.
Oh man, and when I tell you the term telephone, oh man, like, and I was really wanting to go into something like two things really, but I just right after what y'all was saying, I never got to share about the term telephone. Like, oh man, I was breaking it down like just, man, like it goes it goes into, but I'm still not done because I know I can go, it's something a little bit further with the term. So I know it's not the end of it, but it's far from the end. But it has something to do with the term weapon and wet, like WE. That's where you get the term weather, and it just means the ability to change something, like, you know, the WEA prefix, and then and you have pawn, or you can put an E, like, but you can interchange the P and the F, and that would be phone. And I was like, whoa, like, wait a second. Like, I was looking at different parameters of the terms, and I ended up, as I look at these little things, and I end up, it all just, it's like a little map, like mind map, and I can see the puzzle pieces, and I see it, and they all lined up. And well, I was gonna say with the term silent, it means full of mind. So when you say a silent war or a silent weapon, it means a mindful weapon or a mindful war, like full of mind, like lent. Like you have the term violent or biolent. Lent means full of. So bio would mean full of bio or full of life. I was sharing that earlier, like, because the V and the B are interchanged. So you know how you have the term violent, full of bio. Bio is bio, like biology.
Right.
Like they. And do you know Rig Skies? You know RGD Skies? He commented on a few of my videos on True Blue app, and he was speaking about the highest degree of what he's aware of, and he was talking about how it narrows down to the term 11. This is something, because before I got in the live stream, I was sitting Indian style, and I was like, wow, they call it Indian style, because when I tell you I get some of the most clarity when I'm sitting that way. Oh man, I'm telling you that the energy goes through your body in a whole different way. And I was like, wow, they made a point to call it Indian style. I'm like, wow.
Right.
But and I was thinking about so we have 10 sets. So we have 10 sets above, like 5 fingers on each hand. So that's 10. And you have 10 below. And people say standing on all 10 or on all fours or something. Or, you know, like people say that. And I was thinking about, like, wow, even, you know, everything goes back to our biology too. Like I was thinking, like, you know, 1 and the 1, the 11. And I was like, you know, because that's even where the term hell and heaven comes from. It's take the H's off and you have 11. And he was saying how, you know, it's 92 degrees and 92 goes to the number 11, and he was talking, and so ever since I read that comment from him, or that comment, he I started seeing these things. Like I said, I was seeing all this right before I was coming to the live. Like I said, I was sitting Indian style, and I was seeing this, and I was like, wow. Like I said, everything goes to our biology.
That's
A
right.
lot of things, and yeah. So with these terms, like so silent, and then the other thing I was thinking of was about the time periods. So when you were saying the 1500s, I had some of my comprehensions of what they've done is like when they're talking about these periods. Let's say that they say the 1500s, 1600s, and everything. A lot of times, I'm never gonna allow myself to say every time, but I've seen enough examples to where there's enough to suggest that they're referring to a more recent time frame. So sometimes when they're saying 1500s,
Yes.
they're really referring to the 1700s,
I
and
agree.
or so, and then there's something about the year 1717, and and the fact that they tell you why is there a record of why would someone tell us that Freemasonry started in 1717? Why would that be a part of the record? Why would someone say that? You say just on a just just thinking out loud, or just think just on a just from a launching pad standpoint,
Yeah.
just like because why is that said? Like regardless if it's true or not, it's something to that's something to acknowledge. Yeah. So it's
And it's like now, I forgot to put this in. You know, when I was talking about World War One, World War Two, and then now World War Three is basically it's a war on the soul and the mind, right? Well, in a book from 1871, basically the aura of the human. So we know that we're light beings. The aura of the human is blue on the right side and yellow on the left side, right? Blue and yellow, right? Who's at war, right?
Damn, Ukraine.
what we said. Oh yeah.
Ukraine. Blue
Oh,
and yellow. It's a direct mockery. It's a war on the souls of the populace.
Oh
Ukraine.
yeah, blue and gold. Yeah, blue and gold.
Yeah.
Blue and gold in the gematria equals 33 in like at least 4 ciphers. Like
Right. And look, and they got the masses sitting around waiting on a World War III. It's already started. It already happened. Through psychology. Through C19. It started with C19, right?
Yep, that's right. That's right, brother. And this is what people like us need to try and get out to the masses and just talk amongst ourselves. But I'm also ready to put that in a video. The Ukrainian flag, blue and gold, blue and yellow, the aura of the human, your soul, and if they was put infrared cameras around you, it'd be blue on the right side and yellow on the left side. This is just straight mockery.
Yeah, and in the colors of my school, my high school that I was going to was blue and gold, and it has everything to do with it because all of the staff and all. Now I know, like like they send newsletters, and like I already know, but at the same time, like I organically know a lot of this stuff. Like I was aligned with it, a lot of things. All right, like with the blue and gold, like there's so many things. Like I resonate with certain things. So like a lot of things are done for certain reasons. Like they're not like, it's just, it's a language. Like it's a organic. Some things are an organic language. Some things are, it's a visual language. Like with colors. Like it's none of it's random at all. And yeah, it's blue and gold, and it's something because your urine and your plasma of your blood is gold, is golden.
Wow.
And it glows. That's why going into chromium, because your urine glow. That means that you're glowing. That's perfect timing. I made a note of this. I've always wanted to share. So when you crack your joints and everything, that's everything getting in alignment. Do you know that when you crack a glow stick, you know how when you get a glow stick and you have to pop it and then it glows? That's what our vessel. That's us.
Great point.
I've been wanting to say that.
Man, that's some deep shit, man.
I've been wanting to say that.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
telling
whoa.
you. I'm telling you.
Damn.
The
I'm
past
telling
15 minutes of
Hey.
this stream is an advertisement for all these truthers, man. The past 15 minutes, some truth bombs.
Dropping them like so-called H bombs. You know them?
Yeah.
Damn. Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm uploading this live. I usually don't upload the lives. I usually delete the lives. I'm gonna upload this one.
Man, yeah. Yeah, and I wanna
This one need to be heard, man. This live needs to be heard. Damn.
man, there's things, like how some people say know thyself. I think I'm not promoting that phrase or anything, but I just know like there's things, how you can learn more about yourself, even from the past, you can look back and you'll be like, why we're always learning things, like there's so many life.
Right. You gotta think we build with each other. The information is already within inside of us. So we building with each other. We bringing it out of each other. That's all we doing.
Yes.
We're not sitting here studying from a damn book. It's not a study hall. We just building, man.
Yeah, and then when
It
somebody
come
write
within.
books, where did the information in the books come from? You know what I'm saying?
It came from us. They put it. They came from us. It came from us to put it in the book.
Yes, yeah. That's just like if we they do that on YouTube, like like if you press the closed caption, which is CC, but like, but it could be a little booklet,
Right. They try to make us. They made us believe our whole life through programming. You got to read the book. You got to educate yourself from reading the book, man. The knowledge is come from within us that y'all don't suppress.
Now,
We are the book.
now you're stating why.
We are the book.
You remember when I was telling you that I was seeing a set of synonyms for the term? I was looking into. I think maybe it was weapon, but either way, I got to a section where it had a list of synonyms. It had dagger, and all of a sudden, one of the next words was textbook. Remember, I was telling you, I was like, "What in the world?"
Right.
I was like, "What does that have to do with the textbook?" I'm just like, just speaking my thoughts out loud. It's like, you'll see that. Like all of a sudden, they're talking about this, and all of a sudden, I'm like, it's like, what are they saying? Like, what do you? It's not like I'm
Man, let me tell you something, man. This stuff that we talk about on these live panels, man, that y'all bring to the table, man, that everybody brings to the floor, put on the floor, man. You can't no matrix. You can't get this with no matrix education. No matrix institution teach these things ever, man.
No.
I don't care if you go pay $10 billion in monopoly money to get this type of truth. You ain't getting it nowhere, man. But only here for free. For free.
Yes. And
the game is to be sold. The game is to be sold, not told. Oh man, it's for free right here. Come to the channels, y'all. Get some real truth.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I thought boxing. I thought you were gonna say something, but
no, I'm ready for you, sir. Go on.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was telling the person I was having a meeting with at 1:30, like I just shared like a few things, but I was real general. I just said, I'm feeling a whole lot better. Like just I'm like, even within the last 10 hours, I said I was in a live stream last night. Like I almost forgot that I slept. Like I thought I was up all night. Like I'm telling y'all, like I'm just. I don't know, like, because when I got back to the house, I remembered that. Oh yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I did sleep, but it was just full of a lot of energy, It just but I was saying I was like, wow, like, just within the last week, like 7 days or so, I was like I said, I emphasize even the last 10 hours. I was like, everything is just so different. I said I can speak to you and other people locally about these things, but it's never gonna be like how it is online. Like I was saying, how like I've been speaking with people. I said the last time that I've ever done this is when I was in university with all the international community, with everything. I was like, wow, like, because I was in the panel last night, so I was just, and then y'all speaking with y'all, like I was telling them, I was like, I said everyone's from different areas. I said someone's from the UK, I was like, I said it's been so long since, but I know this though. But I was like, but it's so different, you know. And I'm like, wow, I'm at a whole nother, you know, tier, you know, like I'm like, wow, like I feel maybe I should never say anxiety, but it's just, you know, it's just the fact that, you know, I dropped intentionally, you know, from a lot of the social circles. You know, it's like I just I can never do everything the same at all, like even more, you know. It's like,
That's weird because I did the exact same thing. 7 years ago, I just cut myself off from all my friends because I couldn't relate to them because this might sound a bit corny, but I don't know how to word it any other way. But I just feel that my call whilst I'm in this vessel is to discover the truth.
yes.
That's what I do every single day. And then I get
Right,
into
right.
the numbers. I was born on 33 numerology. My name's James, which is 33 in Gematria. My house phone number is 33. And I started noticing all these patterns, and I've looked up 33. It means you can be a teacher, you're an old soul.
Oh,
I've got yeah, I've got
Damn.
I was about to. Oh, I was gonna be
Hey,
sharing this.
look. Hey, hold on, hold
I
on,
was
hold
gonna be
on, hold
sharing
on,
this
hold on, Caps.
Jamachi with you. Okay, okay. All right.
Hold on, Caps. Bro, Caps. Wizard. I see the number 33 all the damn time.
so
I'm
do
talking
I,
about
brother.
I look at the clock. It says 33. I'll look
33
somewhere
minutes
else.
past.
33. I'm like,
Bro,
man, what?
that's crazy. Bro, it happens to me all the time. And I've read if you keep seeing the number 33, that is your call. It's a sign of a teacher, an old soul that's been here before. And obviously, your soul records your past lives. And, and basically, you can access it and start waking up humanity. You've heard of the indigo children and things like that, haven't you?
Oh man, look.
Yeah,
Right.
bro.
Let me tell y'all the term. I never even shared these Gematria results with y'all. I was literally going to be showing it to y'all within the next like 12 to something hours. Do you know that's on my slate? I was like, I'm supposed to send that to y'all. I was like, oh yeah. So the term teacher with one E equals 33, you know, but then tea cheer, you know, like cheers, like you're drinking tea. Like I drink tea all the time. Like I'm
So do
telling
I.
you, I'm telling y'all, like that's what these words go to. Tea cheer with the two E's, like cheer equals 33, and then maestro, you know, teacher in Spanish equals 33. I was gonna be sharing that because that's significant, you know, like teacher, and I've shared that before,
Right,
like,
right.
you know,
Right.
and you know, and with me, it's also 77s. Now that's the other big thing with me. Now I noticed I was thinking about this earlier. Like, I'm Kentrell may not say it yet. I know he never acknowledged it, but I remember I saw it for myself. I'm just saying, like you could tell me different, but on your birthday, like you were making a community post, and I'm pretty sure if I remember accurately, it was on 7/7, right?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, all right, yeah. So that's 7/7 aligns with so much. Like it's in my social security number. Uh, every version of my name, alternate spelling that I ever put in equals 77 in the cipher. In addition to 777, but you know, I wasn't even going to mention. I wasn't going to say that because I'm talking about 77. Wow, I was behind a car today. I looked up and it was a white truck, and it literally had 77 at the back of the truck in these black letters to the left. Like
No
just
Mm.
by
coincidence.
itself. It wasn't even the license plate. It had nothing to do with the license plate. It was on the back of the hood, like the pull down of the trunk of the truck. And you know, and it was there just long enough for me to see it. Wow, see, this is activating other memories too. But my mom's phone number, my mom's cell phone number. Wow, check this out. All right, so the last four digits of my mom's cell phone number, the first two digits is literally her birth year, right? So the next two digits is 77. Like,
Wow.
and everything. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Like KP. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying because like this is a geometry. Like because KP, you know, he told me he was born 77 days from the new year. I'm just saying, like, it's everything. You know, Dia Dash will tell you, you know, about the seven. You know, like her one of her other channels' name is Alpha 7. I'm just saying, like I know, like I'm like the 77. Now I'm not sure if I shared this with you, Control, yet. I know I never said it with you, Boxing Wizard, but out of all the gematria that I've looked up, I remember when I started looking to the other languages, like because you have the Greek gematria and you have the Hebrew gematria as well. Like you have to put the text in. You know, you'll never get the results if you like. You have to, you know, put in the proper format. You know, and to get the results. And I was always wondering. I was like, when am I gonna see? You know, seven. I'm looking at patterns. You know, I've always wondered, like, what term's going to equal 7? Like, what term's going to equal 77? What term's going to equal 777? You know, I've never seen 7 7. So far, all I've seen in Greek, I've only seen one word so far from all my research so far that equals 7 7, and it's the word for God in Greek. I'm just saying, like, I'm not like saying like
Right,
I'm just
and they be trying to demonize these numbers like the numbers like you said 7733. Like they take these numbers and try to switch it or put a switcheroo on it and make us think it's bad. To them it
Yeah,
might be bad, but to us it's our calling, right?
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, and see, yeah, like that, yeah. It's like oh, just because they looked into the grapevine and like they see all these things and then they put these characters like okay, oh, we see these numerologies now. We're gonna have a way
Man,
to
I
have a
looked at my
character.
phone. I looked at my phone today, man. I looked down. It said 1:33, the time, and then I looked at my gas. How much gas I had left? I had 133 miles. I said, man, what the fuck is this shit, man? So I keep seeing this number everywhere. I swear I ain't bullshitting y'all, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
Bro,
I
this
it's a
know.
number
sign.
everywhere.
It's a sign, brother. It's a sign. It
Hey,
keeps happening to me, brother.
hey,
It's fucking.
my mother's name. I was saying this before, but in the Chaldean cipher, I'm talking about her married name. And oh look, well, her first name is Mary, but I'm saying it because I just said her married name, and that's why I'm saying it. It's a play on words. I'm just saying, uh, even the lady 2 houses away. This is crazy. Now this is going 2 houses to the left. They have the same exact house that my mother has, and her name is Mary too. But what I was gonna say was my mother's married name and like another version of her name. I think I put like her maiden name. Either way, they both equal 33, and they both spell different in the Chaldean cipher. I'm just saying, like I was just want to point that out. Like that's it's
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what that Nigerian dude was saying. He got the 33 on his back, and he does the same thing we do.
Yes. Yeah, and then he made a point to say that it has nothing. He said, "I'm not, I'm not being like." He was making sure he was saying, like, "Look, I'm not superstitious," or like he was trying to say, like, "Hey, like, I'm saying, like, I'm saying this just to say that it had nothing to do with him believing it, and like, this is his birthmark, like, like nobody tattooed, that he made a point to just make that clear, like,
I do believe we was here that we like people like us. We've been here before. Like we
yes,
was we. I think we just finished it. We finishing off where we was at in our last life.
oh yeah, oh, and like I was walking earlier, and one thing that came to me, just like similar, relating to what boxing was just saying. It's funny I'm saying that. Like I swear, I feel like I know you just I could say James. I feel
Yeah,
weird. It's like,
I
but
know. Yeah, it's weird, bro. Yeah.
but but it's just it's like nicknames from the plane. I don't know. But uh yeah, what was coming to me was like the mission. I was like, wow, the term mission, like my mission was coming to me. I was like, just that comprehension, it was coming to me. Like I was starting to walk, and I just was thinking about that because certain things, like I recognize that I have. Wow, yeah, man, like it's oh man,
I think we chose to can't come back down here and to wake as many people up as wake as many people up as we could, and then leave. That's the whole
yeah,
goal, right? To come
right,
wake up in the matrix, wake up out of the
Yeah.
matrix, and then leave, right?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because, like, I don't know how to say this without sounding kind of derogatory to other people, but I can only be honest. Now, surely, like Caps and you, Truth Zone, you must have met some people in your lifetime and think to yourself, I don't do it now because I'm older, but when I was younger, I thought, how can you be so good? Why don't you do what I see? Why don't you think like I think? Really short, I read a lot about literature, you can say, and it's to do with your soul and your past lives, and you've progressed to a certain level that you can see patterns, codes. You know, you can decipher this matrix like us three are doing, and people are just not at that consciousness and that soul level. So we're old souls. Like this is well known amongst the old literature. So this is why you get the differences in the populace. Like, have you never noticed why, brothers and sisters from the same mum and dad, but it's so different intellectually, and it's no
Right.
coincidence. It's all to do with soul. I'm being
Right.
honestly, this is real.
Right,
Yeah.
because it's more of them than it is of us. Because you got to think it's only a small it's only a small remnant of us. It's only we scared. I think it's like one in every. I'm gonna say one in every 10,000 people that's like woke like
Oh,
this.
man. Yeah, man, I feel it. Like when I was out, like I said, I can only imagine what like some other people. I'm unsure. Like I said, this city is not that big, but I guess maybe it's big enough to register all this and feel it. But I literally was just going to like I had the meeting, like I was starting to feel it from that because I know like even the person I was speaking with is not on that level, and so I already knew this. I always anticipating this. I was like, all right, like I'm just trying to think about how to just like do what I'm doing just to get back and resume everything, and like I just just the bare minimum because I know how much it affects me. I'm just like I'm looking I'm pre-paving to avoid any derailments, because I remember like last time when I was like I'm pre-paving, it all went well, but just the little that I did, like I went to Walmart, like neighborhood Walmart and everything. There was nothing extensive or anything, but I could feel it. Like even when I was like driving to the little park area, like it was tranquil, everything was cool, but just that little that I did, I was feeling all this and perceiving it. Like I can just all the people around, like I can sense it. I can feel like a lot of the people like we like when I'm in the store, you could feel like they're not. It's almost like they can sense it too. I've been there though. I've experienced that full on, like to where like I'm walking in the store and like somewhere and it's like people can like you stand out. Like I'm not sure if y'all how much of that y'all
Man, yeah, I believe that because look, I was somewhere cleaning windows yesterday, right? I'm standing inside of the restaurant cleaning the window. A guy rides by in the truck. Somebody's pulling up, like pulling out. He stops in the middle of the road. Like I'm inside the restaurant cleaning windows. The guy locks eyes with me he's like outside in the street inside of his truck. I'm in the restaurant. He stops in front of the restaurant because somebody's pulling out, but he locks eyes at me and looks at me. I said, man, it was kind of weird. I'm like, what? It was kind of weird to me. I'm like, man, it gave me a funny feeling. Like, man, why is he just like lock eyes with me like that out of nowhere? It was kind of weird. Like it felt like I was in a fucking movie or something, man.
Yeah. People, they can sense, like I know that's that comment. It's like I feel like it's like almost like an overused phrase, but like the eyes or the window. But either way, like there's a lot that's transmitted through the eyes. But yeah, people sense. They do. Yeah, people sense. Just like when you turn around and you immediately lock eyes with somebody that was looking at you. We have so many senses. Like
man, I got that. I got one they can see feeling from that dude. That's what I got. That's the vibe I got. We got one over here. He can see this shit. That's how I felt.
I get that every now and again. It's like I said, I've been so-called less social. I haven't been going out in like groups at all, like at all, like so. But I remember like I would experience. Yeah, I can remember having that quite. Like quite often. But
the more you grow consciously, you start outgrowing the world, and then you outgrow the people around you. You outgrow your friends you grew up with. You associate. I don't, man. I don't have no friends, bro. Yeah, I don't. All the dudes I grew up with, I don't even talk to them no more. Like I don't hang with nobody. I got my wife here, my daughter, my niece. I don't. But other than that, I'm always by myself. I always been a loner too. But the only time I'm social like this is when I get on YouTube. That's it.
That's how.
Same, right? Yeah. Exactly same as what you just said, Truth. So you've just described me.
Because you become bigger. You become bigger than the Matrix, and it's like why I want to hang around these people that's gonna talk about Matrix shit. Like you feel like I'm bigger than that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like when I'm walking outside, like my mindset is, I'll see somebody in a car and I'll just think you're going to work, you're being a robot, and I don't mean to do it, but I'm looking at the game as if I'm outside of the box, looking at everybody in the matrix. Wow. Did you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm seeing it more than ever. Like last night in the panel, the right brain, the balance came up, about just right left, about
Yeah, I heard
anatomy.
that. I was listening to that part too.
Yeah, and so and just moving like where we are now, like getting up to speed, like right before jumping into the live stream, when I was sitting Indian style and everything, and I was thinking about how, like, I was doing a little meditation, guided meditation, like I was just taking a so-called nap, but I was more energized than anything. But it was becoming clear to me, like all these little reminders. I'm at new tiers, it's like, wow. Like I even talked with Shapu earlier. Like Shapu did a little quick live stream. It was a premiere of his third series that he's doing right now. He's showing. It's called "If a Picture is Worth 1,000 Words, How About 100?" Part 3. So he did his third one of that earlier, and he just did the live stream. We were just in it. And so like I always take screenshots. Of the chats. As much as I can, and he was saying, great to hear you last night. Because it was the first time they did an open panel, and I mean, this all just happened. I'm just like, wow. Like I felt like I didn't even go to sleep. Like I said, I even forgot that I slept. Like I'm telling you, like, and here I was, like, but I'm saying this for a reason. What something we were just saying. Oh yeah, like so I was thinking about how important it is to think, to use left brain, so-called hemispheric things, because I'm like, I've already, I find myself a master. I say that just to speak it, just to say that it counts for something. Like I know that I've spent a lot of mastery, in both areas, like feeling and all the senses, the right so-called right brain area and left. But whenever I was like, meditating and everything, I was realizing how it was a lot of important. I just was perceiving a lot of importance on the feeling part, because it was a part of the guided meditation but as that was happening, I literally was on new energetic levels. I was like, whoa, like I'm at a whole nother level right now. I'm like, basically, I was utilizing more muscles and almost like newer muscles in a certain way, but I was like utilizing my thinking muscles. I was like, I was just actively knowing the importance
Facts.
of thinking,
Yeah,
like,
look at the time, y'all. Look at the live time and look at how many viewers in here. Look at that.
oh, wait. Oh,
303,
Tapia's
brother.
here. Oh, what's up, Tapia?
Look at all them threes, man.
Tapia.
Please.
Oh man, I wish I could take a screenshot. My phone's on 30% right now. I mean my iPad. I'm trying to avoid leaving the stream. I'm trying to see how to view the chat. Without exiting. I know there has to be a way. Um, I always avoided clicking something because I just wanted to avoid leaving the chat. Because this is the private chat. Oh man, but yeah. Well, how many threes all over?
Yeah, man. Not no more, but it was. I took a
Guys.
screenshot though.
Yeah,
Guys.
right. Oh
sorry.
man, yeah, that's. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, guys, I gotta go now, but it's been an absolute pleasure
Okay.
talking to you two guys.
It's
I
been a
think
pleasure, man. Yeah.
we're all old souls, and I'm certainly glad I come across you two, man. And hopefully, there's many more streams and many more conversing back and forth, man.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna get it in. I appreciate you, Wizard, man. I appreciate you too, Cass, bro, for always bringing that fire, man, that knowledge and wisdom. Same with you, Wisdom, man. Boxing Wizard, man. You always
Same
come
with
in with
you,
the
sir.
knowledge and
Same
wisdom,
And
with
bro.
you too, sir.
yeah, and Tapia. Oh man, like David Tapia. Like, hopefully, I'm probably gonna see the chat. I'm unsure if you said anything else. I just have a habit of like I have a speaker to my ear, so I'm never like I just saw the screen. I was doing that last night in the panel. Like, I may not always be looking at the screen. All of a sudden, I'll look and someone's in the chat. I'm like, oh snap! Like I saw like
Shout out David.
like
Shout out David Tapia. What's up, David?
yeah, man. I love your channel. Like I've been checking out some things on. Yeah,
Hey,
and also
you know, so crazy, Caps. I didn't even know David Tapia made videos until I clicked on his channel. Like
oh
he was on my last channel. I never knew he made videos until I went and looked. I was
that's
like,
so
damn.
funny you said that because I was thinking about that. I was like, that's so. I'm telling you, that's so punny, pun intended, that you're saying that because when I was looking at his channel, something was telling me. I was like, does Kentrell know? Like Kentrell knows about. I'm telling you, if you could ask me why was that even coming in my mind? You could ask that all day, every day. But I'm just telling you what just came to me when I was seeing it. I'm just saying, we all have these different side abilities. I'm just saying, like
Right,
that's why I
right.
said it's funny that you're saying that because that when I looked at his page, I was just thinking like whoa, so hey, and I'm telling you like whether regardless if you intended or not, I it's like I know I comprehend your personality, like it's kindred, it's very kindred, and like I laugh, like I think you have a funny sense of humor, like I'll laugh like some of your titles, I was laughing my ass off.
Huh. Yeah, David
I was
Tapia, he's
like,
something else, man. He got some good content or whatever, man. It kind of blew my mind when I seen he had all those videos. I was like, damn, man, he should have said something. Like, damn,
yeah.
I would have came over here and
I
watched
guess
his
he was
video.
like, oh shit, he's just being himself. He's like, oh shit, I thought y'all.
He said,
Yeah,
"Oh,
man.
man. Appreciate your Wizard, man. Hopefully, you join the next live. I'm about to end this live right here because I'm trying to save my StreamYard time because I ain't trying to pay for
Oh,
this app.
right. True. Yeah,
So I
and
can,
yeah,
I
make
yeah,
another account.
yeah. I ain't about to keep doing it. This is my second account, so I'm trying to save my little time.
Okay.
I got.
All right.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you joining, Caps, man. It's always a pleasure, bro. It's always a pleasure, big dog.
yeah, same here. And Tapia, yeah, like I said, I've yet to get to you on Instagram, but ultimately I want to intend on getting your email. I'll share it, whether you did that with Kentrell yet. But I plan on like kind of linking, getting a group, whatever, dialogue, email, just however. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm planning on doing that. So
yeah, man. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to everybody that
yeah.
joined the live, the panel tonight. Shout out to everybody. With that being said, I'm in the win. I'm out. Shout out to Caps too. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. I'm gone.
All right. See y'all. Oh wow, 307. Wow, look at that, 37. I'm telling you, that's the 77.